Sometimes I just want to. I look at the waitress at Olive Garden, and I think, what kind of underwear does she have on?
A thong? Really cool. I never even heard about. Not really into thongs.
You're not into thongs?
Not for me.
It depends. I mean,
thongs aren't for me.
You got to have a nice ass to wear
I
one.
think thongs are weird.
What is your preference?
I love like the boy cut underwear.
Boy shorts?
So sexy.
Dude, I do love me some boy shorts.
You're talking like female boxers?
No, well, like when they wear
like hug the cheeks.
Yeah, dude.
Hip huggers.
They're like boy cut underwear, but for girls. And man,
they're like boxer briefs, but they're like a little bit shorter.
Underoos.
And it's right above the crease, and they do a little pull up.
Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. Those are probably over thongs for me. Those are up there.
Those don't do it for me.
What color?
They just look weird.
What color?
I like black.
Black?
I like black.
Black.
I mean, it just depends. Skin tone, you know?
Nude colored underwear is actually pretty attractive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like white and yellow.
I like white bras.
Yeah.
You said yellow?
Yellow and white.
I'm a red guy. I
like the light colors.
Yeah.
I like nude now that you say it.
Nude is good.
But I think
you said it, not me. You said it.
You like blonde hair though. You like the fair skinned ladies, so the darker underwear makes sense. I like darker hair, so I like the light contrast.
I'm an equal opportunist when it comes to hair color, and you can be red, brown, white, black. I don't fucking give a shit.
Oh, when
it's hair color, I don't care. We'll go. That's a whole nother story.
What if it's not hair color? What other colored things do you have preference on? Are you talking
about hair,
like fingernails, or?
Yeah.
Eye color?
I like French tips. What? Fingernails.
Do you?
What's French tipped?
Or it's like just the white.
Oh, yeah.
And when they freshly get them done and they're just nice and round and like, those are back scratchers. Sign me up for those.
Not for me.
Not for you?
Not for me.
Serious question. Did you get your second COVID shot?
I'm thinking about it. I'm on the fence. You know, I heard Jesse said it made him feel real bad, so I don't know if I want to get it now. I'm kind of like,
True story.
All right. We ready? You guys got your notes?
Yeah.
Did you read them?
Yes.
No.
Jesse's going to wing it.
Saved him.
I always do.
Pictures.
That's all good.
I always do.
It works.
Good evening, everyone. Back to
No fucking way.
What's going on, y'all? You're tuning in to the highest rated, most listened to podcast to ever grace the airwaves, and you're a better person for listening to us. All right, maybe not, but you're really going to enjoy it anyways. This is Made to Motivate Podcast, and we'll be talking social media hot topics, pop culture news, the greatest in movies and music, and all things sports. Make sure you're following us on social media at Made to Motivate Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can watch the show on our YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and with that being said, let's get this show started.
It's not too late to chug it.
Chug it, chug it, chug. You said you were still doing it for the season. There we go. Good man. Nothing a little peer pressure can do.
Get it down. Get it down. I know it burns your throat.
That's what she said.
Look at all that foam up there.
Oh, yeah.
Get that foaminess all in there.
Chris is just, oh, yeah. Oh. You can't stop halfway.
It's too cold.
You got to finish, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Sure you did not finish with all that head.
What if you just like projectile vomited foam everywhere?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
It'd be hilarious.
What is going on, y'all? Made to Motivate Podcast. This is season 5, episode 4. It's kind of bittersweet. So it's the end of the beginning of the end. I'm joined as always by Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated.
What's going on?
And Christopher, the film freak Kessinger.
Pandora sucks.
Fuck Pandora.
Fuck Pandora. Not a sponsor. Will never be a sponsor.
No, they can suck my D. Well, apparently not on Pandora right now. I don't know. They kicked us off. Didn't tell me. We'll figure it out. But I'm
in Facebook jail. We're in Pandora jail.
We just swear all kinds of shit.
How many days you got left?
Like fucking 15.
Jesse is in podcast jail as well. This is his last episode for a little while. 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I don't know. We'll see if he actually enjoys it enough to come back.
Might not even come back. Who knows?
That's what I kind of figured was going to happen.
Casuals have been trying to get me, man.
Me and Chris have both had a side wager going that this is your way out. And
this is my last one.
And that you're not coming back.
Who's betting on me not coming back?
Both of us.
I'm coming to collect.
Well, that's not a wager.
No, I'm saying we just have a wager going that we both agree that you are not going to come back. This is going to be your out.
Wait a minute. What do I get if I do come back?
No, see, now you can't tell him because now this is the one chip challenge because now he's like, oh, I'm going to fucking prove him wrong now.
Hey, we'll see what happens.
It's got to be fate. It's got to be.
We will see.
I'll call in for a weekly segment.
Oh, this guy. That's all right. He's going to go to the dark side and join the casuals. Make sure you're following our page so you don't miss on Jesse content.
That's right.
And we'll find a replacement. Maybe Keanu Reeves.
That would be bad.
I wouldn't even be mad at that. You replace me with Keanu Reeves?
How could you be mad?
Right.
I wouldn't be upset about it either. To be honest.
Tonight on sports, we're talking about.
Yeah, kick me off for that. I don't care. Whatever.
Anyways,
Keanu be a sponsor.
What do you got to say for your last episode on the podcast, sir?
It was a fun run, guys. 5 seasons. I think that's pretty good. I was here from the beginning, and
I think Chris might have more than you.
No, I'm 4 back.
Yeah, he might be tied with. Oh, dude, that's what I'm going to do. I will come back in 4, just to keep it that way.
I'm 4 back.
He's gonna catch me.
He's gonna catch you for sure.
There's no fucking way he won't.
He's gonna at this point because you'll be. I mean, even if you came back, you're gonna be out long enough. He's gonna catch. He's gonna be at least running with you.
Yeah,
you're gonna be neck and neck.
I don't know how you caught me
because you were out a lot in between.
Yeah.
It was one here and one there, like here and there.
Yeah,
I missed with COVID. That would have been like.
You had a couple COVID ones.
That was a while. I was out for like 4 weeks.
You weren't feeling good. You had your Steph's or your grandma passed away.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit.
There was a lot over the last 6 months.
Anytime there was a hot chick on the episode, he wasn't here.
Yeah,
it's true.
Ball and chain. It's only gonna get worse now. He's a dad. You're really gonna be locked in.
I'm gone, man.
Dude, you're done.
Guys, I can't come. There's soccer practice.
Yep, he's done. Man, what are we gonna do?
Mobile podcast, man.
Jeez.
Kelly gets a goal.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to trash the Browns.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we are every week. Oh, goodness. Well, what's new? Anything new and exciting since last week?
Nothing. Baby comes in 2 days.
Wild.
Probably by the time people are listening to this, I'll be in the hospital.
That's crazy.
Well, it depends. I mean, if we get this uploaded before 6.
You
might be first birthday. Who knows?
You left that too perfect.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
But no, yeah. Wednesday we go in. We went to the doctor today. Jeez. Everything's good.
So tomorrow's last day at work?
Tomorrow's the last day at work.
Jeez.
And I can't wait.
Ugh. Your kids are gonna be a mess.
Dude, they just added like 8 new kids too.
Dude, it's gonna be a disaster.
We literally added like 8 new students. I was like, good luck. Deuces.
It's gonna be all bad.
You know,
it's gonna be a mess.
Sucks for them. Sink or swim.
Sucks for them. This guy.
Hey, I've been through some shitty years, and there ain't no way it can be as bad as that year was. So if I made it, they can make it.
It'll be all right. Christopher?
I was going to talk about the one cool thing that happened this weekend, but we've got it covered coming up in sports, so I really have nothing.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Here's a hint.
I don't got much of anything either, other than I feel like shit. I'm not I'm not intoxicated by anything illegal. My allergies are just absolutely awful.
Weed's legal, bro.
Well, that's true, but I'm not under the influence of anything legal or illegal other than fucking allergies, man, which should be illegal.
And your bushes are overgrown.
Dude, those things need to come out. I think that's it, honestly. I think that those
need to trim your bush.
Fucking things are just driving me nuts. Nothing like an overgrown bush to irritate your eyes.
Tell me.
Anyhow, where are we going to start? What do you guys? We got a lot. I feel like we got a lot going on this week. I
want to go second or third.
All right, we'll start with Jesse then. Sports. Jesse, kick it off.
Huh. That's a pun.
That's not it. That's not it. Guess we're doing Hollywood Report.
My God! Okay, it's happening. A racing car. What's the procedure? What's the procedure? Just unplug it. Calm down.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. I'm cool with that.
He said he wanted to go second or third.
I'm cool with I was just kidding. I wanted to know if you guys knew what the sound bites were. We're actually doing sports, though.
I got 1 foot out the door and it's already going to shit.
It is 45-40. Run, William, run. 20. Sam Justin Fields. Sam Justin Fields. Sam Justin Fields. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the.
This is locker room talk.
This is locker room talk. So, real talk. When Jesse doesn't come back, who's going to be our sports guy?
Jim Donovan.
We'll swap someone from fantasy football. They'll come here and Jesse's going to go there.
Yeah.
We need a sports guy. And I'm not the sports guy, and you can't be both.
We can get Richie to do it.
Is that the best one?
Yeah.
Oh, hands down.
I don't know any of them. Is that a joke?
No.
Or is that for real?
No, Richie's the
Chris
best
is
one.
laughing real hard.
No, I'm not.
I guess we don't want Richie. So anybody but Richie and Bo. Ken, you want to come hang out? You're a Steelers fan.
Wait, why don't you want Bo?
I don't know, because you guys said Bo's the worst.
I'll tell you who will
and
do
I'll
it.
quote it, because I'll find that episode.
I'll tell you who will do it. The Casuals Queen will do it. There you go.
Who's the Casuals Queen?
Ken's wife, who does all the like sultry voice
I'm
deposits.
not gonna lie, I've never listened to an episode. I don't know who any of these people are.
It's gonna be hot and sunny.
I don't know anything about fantasy football. I'm sorry that
Well, you
podcast
would if you
doesn't-
listened to the
That
podcast.
doesn't interest me at all. Sorry, guys. I love you. I just
Jeez.
don't. I'm not into fantasy football. I
Jeez.
said that was one thing that would probably hinder your listeners, is because it's so specific.
Winter Warfare is gonna be fun this year.
Oh yeah, as I lose. Jesse won't have to worry about losing mini golf anymore because he won't be there either. So
Didi came with her baby.
You can suck.
I am not fucking wheeling your baby around.
You want to wheel my baby around?
That's gonna have to come.
What a piece of shit host this guy
That's gonna be
is.
tough in fucking Alien
You
Vacation.
better join the tournament then. Otherwise, those are your duties. Sorry.
Oh.
You run the tournament, you push the babies.
Wow, baby pusher. All right, what's up? What's up with sports? What's going on?
Well,
Lots of stuff.
my brownies. Whew. Dominated.
What an ass
Yep.
meeting.
They definitely did.
They destroyed the Bears, held them to 47 total yards. And that's just incredible.
That doesn't seem possible.
Is this stat correct? They said this is the least amount of yards since 1946, and they were wearing the jerseys from 1946. Is that true?
Yes.
I thought that was some
Those are
bullshit thing somebody
75th
made up. Wow.
75 anniversary jerseys were on. They had blue numbers inside of the helmet. Wasn't a big fan of the numbers, but it was 1946, so whatever. You can't really blame them.
Yeah.
But the jerseys themselves are sick. I got a little Nick Chubb throwback jersey from China.
Which is funny because that's what I was actually going to get you for Christmas this year too. And then I saw you had it and I'm like, well, glad I didn't buy it.
Yep. Yeah, but no, we dominated them. We had 9 sacks in the game. Half of those went to Myles Garrett. Exactly 4.5 sacks, a team record.
Hold on a second, though. I've been meaning to ask this. How do you get 4.5 sacks?
If 2 people sack you at once,
Yeah.
they split it in half. So if me and Chris both tackle you at the same time, we each get a half sack. So he split that with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Some people's wet dream right there.
Nothing wrong with a half sack.
Nothing wrong with a half sack.
I wondered that, honestly. I wasn't sure, but I was just going to wait for the show to ask that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think that they put a lot of worries to rest. I mean, this was a bad team,
It
and
looks good.
people are like, "Oh, it's a shitty offense." Well, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do against a shitty offense.
Yeah.
So Joe Woods did what he was supposed to. That's our defensive coordinator. They dialed up the pressure. They got creative with it. Odell came back. He looked good. Baker looked good in the game. He missed a couple of throws here and there, but overall he was very efficient. No interceptions. Good completion percentage. Threw a couple of tutties. Overall, it just looked good. I mean, it looked like it was a solid game. Honestly, the worst player of the day was probably Nick Chubb, which, if that's your issue,
Yeah.
I mean, cool. Kareem Hunt looked out of his mind. He looked like he was the leading rusher back in Kansas City again. I think that it's been a fantastic week for football.
I think the thing that feels best to Browns fans in this circumstance is that when was the last time you could honestly say that the defense carried this game?
It's been forever.
Exactly. So that's got to feel good. This feels like a complete win. The offense didn't look stagnant. It's just they weren't as appealing as the defense. Like, this was clearly a defensive game.
Yeah.
They shut them down on all facets of the ball. And, for a Browns defense that is still maturing as we speak, that's a big step forward.
Well, and I get I get that Justin Fields was the guy that was out there and he's a rookie and everything, but you still have Allen Robinson out there who only had 2 catches.
Yeah.
David Montgomery is no slouch and he got shut down. I mean, they put them to work, and then their defense is very good. I mean, we put 26 points on a defense that has Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith and all these other guys. They are a stout, solid defense, and they stopped Chubb, but that was the only thing that they could stop.
Yeah.
I expected the Browns to win that game. I picked them in my Pick'em league, but I expected the game would be a little closer. That first half was kind of the game I was feeling.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, I think the Browns eke this out. And then maybe in the second half, they kind of run away a little bit, not too much. Man, they ran away with it, and they never looked back.
Well, and then I think on top of it, too, at the beginning of the game, he had those 2 4th down conversions that we failed to get, which is Stefanski's MO. He likes to go for it. But I think it was because they were afraid of this new kicker that we have. But by the end of the game, man, I think that they're not afraid of anything anymore. That dude hit a 55-yarder and a 51-yarder. You are set to go with this kid. He's
never
our
been
new
a
kicker
Parkey
for sure.
fan, so I'm fine with anybody coming in there.
Yeah, we haven't had a good kicker since Phil Dawson. So hopefully this kid can keep going with it because Dawson was He was legit.
Wait, is this the Irish Hammer?
No,
Scottish Hammer?
that's our punter.
Oh,
That is the Scottish Hammer. He's fantastic. Steelers, how did they do?
awful.
They played the Bengals.
It was embarrassing.
The Bengals are notoriously bad. I'm assuming you guys won.
Yeah, we won at losing.
Oh,
We won at looking awful.
jeez.
It was bad. Your prediction is starting to look more and more realistic than I expected.
What did I say? How many
6 wins, I think.
6 wins. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said on the high end it would be 8, but the
Look,
official
You
call
might
was
even be
6.
overdoing it with that.
I'm one that knows to not talk shit when it doesn't make sense. Now, there's nothing that I can say at this point because we looked terrible. Like, I can't talk shit. The Browns looked great. We looked awful.
Why specifically did you guys look so bad? What player stood out in their shittiness?
This fucking guy. Anyways,
Just toot my own horn on things I called correctly.
we looked terrible. I thought for sure that the Bengals would have been a win.
Did you see Ben's fat ass trying to run to the right and just fell into the ground for no reason?
He's a mess.
Turf monster got him.
I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I mean, we've known his time is up,
They didn't build on a future.
but there's nothing to fill in for him. So it's going to be a rough season. There's not much more to say about that. We sucked.
TJ Watt's dinged up too. He didn't play. Ooh,
It's
boy.
it's all bad. Yeah, if we get 6, I'll be happy. But we'll see what happens.
I mean, I guess if you're a Steeler fan, that's the optimism toward it all, is that they had a lot of injuries going into Sunday. And granted, that's not an excuse, but I'm still saying, like, you know, maybe they get those players back and that's a different ball game. We'll find out when they play Cincy again.
You're playing at the highest caliber in football. That's not an excuse.
Yeah, next man up.
You have to have a plan. There's got to be something in place that okay, these guys are injured. What are we going to do then?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, for any team, even in the NBA, whatever it might be, like, you have to have a backup plan. You've got to build your bench. You've got to know that you've got someone that's going to come in and take over if these players are out.
I mean, look at
And you
Baltimore.
drop the ball.
They have 15 people on IR and they've won 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It sucked.
5 years ago, they have the best running back core in the NFL.
Yeah. I seen your boy Lamar throw a nice pass though for a win.
Oh my God. All right. So hold on. Let's pump the brakes since we brought the Ravens up.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
First off,
the guy that can't throw saves the game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's talk about this play because I've been waiting. First off, prevent defense is terrible. Why does anybody ever fucking play prevent? It's never worked. It's fucking awful. The Browns fans can tell you because of John Elway, prevent defense doesn't work. But that's not the issue.
It's the Lions.
The issue is that conversion on 4th and 19 that Lamar had was not a game-winning play because it was a fucking delay of game. 2 seconds after that clock hit 0, and they didn't call anything. No.
So I guess it wasn't a delay of game.
I'm glad you brought this up. My buddy Stu, who listens to the show intently, he was talking about that too. He showed me a video of the clock actually being on 0 for a good 2 seconds.
It's 2 full seconds.
They screw the Lions over more than any team. I think the Lions are the most screwed team in the NFL.
They even talked about, they brought on Gene Steratore, former referee, and he even said, yes, that it's the job of the back umpire to go. He's supposed to be looking at the clock, and as soon as it hits 0, look down, and if that snap is not happening at that moment, it's a delay of game.
Yeah.
So either this fucking dude is just staring off into nothing with the game on the line, or they just said, fuck it, it doesn't matter. It's the former MVP. We're going to give him whatever we can. And then they got that pass off, and Justin Tucker goes out and hits a game winner for the NFL record, 66 yards.
He beat Elam's record, I think.
It was Prater's.
Prater's, okay.
It was, I think it was Elam's before that. Was that to do with the nub foot?
No, Elam was from the Broncos. I think he hit a 63-yarder one time.
The original record was 60. I think it was 63. But I thought he had a nub foot. I'm pretty sure. The guy who got it, straight on kicker way back in the day.
Morton Anderson?
Possibly.
Yeah.
And then
regardless, it's insane.
Prater.
6 yards is insane.
It's nuts.
Prater hit it and broke it in Denver, but that's that low air pressure. Like, you kind of can sail the ball a little bit more in Denver. 66 yards is crazy.
So just to put it into perspective, you have to be on the opposing team's 49-yard line. So you are practically kicking from midfield. Like, that's nuts.
That's insane, dude. And to get it within the fucking uprights, like, that was...
He hit it on the bar and it bounced through.
I know.
Like, it had to have been... He even did like a little hop ahead of time to get a little extra power behind it. Yeah. I mean, I can't hate Justin Tucker.
He's
The dude is
the best going.
He's the best kicker that the world has ever seen. He's the most accurate. He's now got the strongest recorded leg. Like,
It's wild.
it's wild. And it's funny because Prater, the guy who formerly owned that record, had attempted a 68-yarder in the game that same day,
Oh wow.
but it fell short and they returned it 109 yards for a touchdown in the Jaguars.
Yeah. So that was Prater.
That was Prater, and
Wow.
that was online. It was just a little short. He just needed a little bit more leg behind it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was an incredible kick. I'll give him that. But Lamar, he gets no credit for me because that play should have never happened in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, point. Yeah, I watched. I got to see the highlights of the game, and just that kick is insanity, man. Justin Tucker's a beast.
Yeah,
Nothing
he's
else
insane.
you can say.
Yeah. It was an interesting week for football. It was good.
Yep. My boys play tonight.
Yeah. What are they playing?
Eagles.
I need you guys to shut down Devonta Smith.
I'm hoping we do.
Like, I need him to get less than 15 points. I need you to do that. 14.8 is the most he can have.
Yeah, I think we'll win. Our defense isn't great though.
Yeah. But in other news, outside of the AFC North, our boy Andy Reid, most beloved coach in the NFL, was taken to the hospital. They said it was precautionary, though, from what I saw. I don't think that anything serious happened. He wasn't feeling very well. He's probably feeling better today because they signed Josh Gordon.
Did they? I did not see that.
Recently reinstated to the NFL, Josh Gordon has joined the Kansas City Chiefs.
More chances than a cheating spouse.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
I didn't know that Gordon was signed. I mean, it can't hurt them any, that's for sure.
He's only 30 years old.
Damn, bro. He's that young?
He's that young.
Damn.
He
Yeah.
was tearing it up with us. He was only like 23 years old.
Yeah, good. I mean, good for him. The dude, like Chris said, the dude gets unlimited choices. So, and what a team to go to. He's going to have an opportunity at a Super Bowl. See if Andy Reid recovers. That dude's obviously not in the greatest of shape. So we'll see what happens with whatever came of his health crisis. I don't know if it's just an awful start to this season or what, but goodness.
I mean, they said it was precautionary. He just didn't feel good. So, I mean, I don't know.
I got one question for the Gordon signing. How does that help their defense?
Oh, their defense is terrible, but they don't have any money. How are you going to get anybody to come to that team?
You're signing Josh Gordon,
Right.
Yeah.
What money did that take?
Oh, veteran minimum.
I would.
He's not making anything.
Yeah.
$250K.
Sign a hungry scrub off the street. Anything's
Yeah.
better.
I think that they're fucked, man. I really do. I don't think the Chiefs are as good as people think they are.
They don't look good.
I've been saying that since they won the first year and then sucked.
Well, last year they went to the Super Bowl fine, but they won so many games that were so close that should not have been close.
Yep.
And then they lost a couple games like to the Raiders, which I'm not sold on the Raiders yet this year either, but
them and Broncos.
yeah, Broncos, who the fuck have you played? But I don't know, man. I think that this is what happens when you sign a quarterback to a $500 million deal, and then you have to let half of your line walk and try to piece it together in the offseason and lose all of your defensive players. I mean,
Money is cool and all, but like, how fun is it to fucking be paid that well and then just be on a shitty ass team and not go anywhere? Like that like, I don't know.
they're not shitty. They're going to be in the playoffs still, and they're still going to be contenders. But
They're
like,
not shitty, but I mean, they're like, they
were the
not what people are
surefire.
expecting them to be.
Right. They were the surefire. Only way they were losing was because of Brady type of team.
Yeah.
And now I think that
Not even close.
I think the Ravens could beat them in the playoffs. I mean, they already beat them once. I think that the Browns could beat them in the playoffs easily. I think that they would lose to the Packers, the Bucks, the Rams for sure. I mean, I think that they're a mid-tier team. They're maybe 6 to 8 ranked team right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it out. They were my pick. They're going to the Super Bowl. I'm riding it out.
Got to get past them Browns.
I give you credit for sticking it out, but it's not going to happen.
Sure.
Man of his word. Stick to it, though.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Speaking of, I mentioned the Packers. Now, I'm not familiar with this story, so somebody who wrote this down has got to fill me in. Rodgers is growing out his gross, greasy, long hair for a Halloween costume.
Yeah, so apparently he said in an interview, I think it was this weekend, that this has been a plan in the making, and it will be a year in fruition once it comes due. He will reveal his costume on October 31st, and that he's growing the hair out for someone that's a hero of his, who has long hair, and that's the reasoning behind why he's growing his hair out right now. That's why he looks the way he does.
And we don't know who that
He
is.
said he's not going to tell anybody. You'll just find out on October 31st.
Well, he looks awful.
He looks like a fucking hot mess.
Somebody
dude.
asked Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, he looks bad. I mean, he looks bad even without the hair. Like, he just looks old and beat down, but the hair isn't helping.
Yeah.
Which isn't
just
like
fucking
typical
weird.
either. Like you see these guys who in the NFL, you have all these millions of dollars and everything. Like typically they start to look younger.
Yeah.
Like Brady looks younger than he did
Yeah. He looks
when he first started playing and shit.
Yeah.
How the
Rodgers
fuck are
looks
you
rough.
that stressed, bro? Like, goddamn.
Green Bay's bad management.
You think that why not wear a wig? What lengths would you guys go through for a Halloween costume? Would you shave your head or like grow your hair out that long or something for a costume specifically?
I grew my beard out for a year for $1,000 bet.
Yeah. For a
That's
Halloween
that's
costume?
$1,000 bet though.
Mhm.
Well,
That's
that's
just for Halloween.
For a costume? Just for a Halloween costume.
Oh, for a Halloween?
Yeah. What lengths would you go through to be realistic for a Halloween costume? Not a bet or anything. Just because you want to be this person that you really like and you need to do this X, Y, or Z to do it.
If it's a great costume, if I really believe in it, I would grow it out.
Yeah.
I was Tiger King last year. I thought that was pretty fucking
Yeah,
creative.
that was good.
That was good.
I don't think anything for you that would be that wild though. Like you already have shaved your beard. You have a shaved head. Like it's not that big of a
It's
deal.
nothing that would alter my appearance that much.
Like there's no way I'm shaving my beard for a fucking Halloween costume.
Now,
I
that's
have
the
done it once.
question.
I did it once, but it was before I had the beard like I do now. I shaved my like kind of like your length beard to play Harry from Dumb and Dumber, and I had to have a clean shaved face, so I shaved for that. But that's the only time I've ever like done anything like that. I would never now though. I would never shave my beard.
You
for
would
a costume.
No.
You wouldn't put your beard on the line in a bet or anything like
Fuck
that.
no.
No.
You, Jesse, shave your head?
No,
Did you shave
fuck
your head
no.
for a costume?
No, I'm a prop guy. Like
Yeah.
I went as rock out with my cock out once and I bought like a 12-inch dildo for it.
Right.
And like well, you know, it wasn't going to be my dick hanging out.
Right.
Shit.
Well, obviously not at 12 inches.
No, not 12 inches.
Jesse's on the record for buying a dildo.
Hey.
Put that in your audio sound bites.
Whatever.
He still has it to this day. It's in his sock
Yeah,
drawer.
I'm like a prop guy though. Like I'll go to like I'll go to the thrift store and search all over the place. Like, I was Two-Faced one year, went and bought a suit, tore up half of it, did my like little scar makeup shit and all that other stuff, fucked my hair all up on one side, took my revolver to the party and shit. Like
That's how I am. Like I've always made all of my costumes. Like I'll go and buy whatever outfit I need. Like I don't buy bad costumes. I'll buy like stuff from the thrift store and make a costume and do it to that extent. But I'm not. I don't know. I mean,
I'd
good
shave
for
like
him.
my beard or something, but it's like I'm gonna go back in like fucking 3 weeks or
Right.
something. Like, yeah, fuck it.
I don't know. I guess just get a wig. I don't know. Like his hair looks awful.
I've asked my workplace if I could go as COVID this year, and they said they'd think about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes. See how that goes.
Yeah.
Hello, elderly people.
I'm COVID and I'm here to fuck you
I
up.
mean, what's bigger this year? What's really bigger?
No,
that
I
is
mean,
true.
what do you need to dress up with all the little fucking things sticking out of you?
Things, yeah.
Jeez.
Just start chasing old people around. and shit.
Speaking of doing stupid shit for either bets or just for unrealistic reasons, Tyrone Woodley followed through with his. He actually followed through with that bet, and he got "fuck you" or "no, I love Jake Paul" tattooed on him. I give him credit, man. Fuck. I don't think I would have made the bet or followed
They'll
through.
get that shit removed in a year.
I'm sure he can't.
Well,
Well,
to get it, not that you had to keep
he
it.
got it on his finger too. That's gonna wear off. I mean, where the place that he got it, I mean, that's gonna last maybe a month or so before it wears off, anyways. But I give him credit for actually getting it, though.
I got to see what's his name said, Daniel Cormier, because originally he goes, "Don't let that white man brand you."
Wow.
Now I'm like,
Damn.
I'm curious.
Jeez. Hold on a second.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Wasn't that?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're staring intently at the screen like there's an issue.
Yeah.
Have we not been recording this entire time?
No, we have until just 2 seconds ago.
Oh, you cut it?
I accidentally hit something.
God damn it.
Literally like just 2 seconds ago. So we're good. I just got to re-hit start.
Deleted. And there's no sports segment this week.
God, that's the shit your pants moment of the night.
No, that's why I watch it. Yeah, we're good.
Sports.
Okay, we're good.
We back on?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, but I don't know. I give him credit for actually doing it. I mean, I don't think I would follow fucking through with that, man. I wouldn't have made the bet to begin with, but I certainly wanted to begin a tattoo especially someone you hate like that.
The thing is, 9 times out of 10 people will look at the costume and they go, huh, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the pay? There has to be a huge payoff for this.
It's not. It doesn't last long enough to be like cool. Like, I mean, that's like the stuff I do. I'll spend all that time on the makeup and shit, and then it's like, all right, it's done and over with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't gonna grow my fucking hair out or like shave my beard or something for it. But
But that blood you had was badass, though.
Stupid ass tattoo that you know is going to wear off, like finger tattoo or something dumb like that, or a tattoo that nobody's ever going to see, or shave your beard. Because both have relatively long-term consequences.
That's a much tougher question.
Get a tattoo or shave my beard. What kind of tattoo?
I don't know. You have a shitload of tattoos.
I mean, I would probably get the tattoo because then you always cover it up.
Let's say you have to keep it, but it's dumb.
It would depend on what it is, as long as it's not something like super offensive. It wasn't nothing like racist.
Right. I'm not going to put a swastika on you.
Yeah, I would do it. I'd get the tattoo.
Yeah.
I'd get like a penis tattoo. Or
That's
like
what I was going to ask you. So like, you're covered in tattoos.
I would do that.
So like, would a dumbass tattoo even bother you at all? Like, would it even faze you?
No, because like I've always said with tattoos, is for me, like people always put so much thought into like getting a tattoo, and it's got to be so meaningful. I've always said it was something that had relevance to you at some point in time in your life.
Right.
So I like with my tattoos, and it's like a timeline of something in my life that was really important to me then. So like a stupid tattoo, it obviously would be for like a funny joke or something, whatever. I'd look at it and laugh and be like,
What if you had to get Jesse on your body somewhere?
like a portrait of him?
Yeah.
In place of shaving my beard?
Yeah.
I'd get a tattoo of Jesse.
Okay. What if you had to get like, you know, like those big head, like carnival, like couples things that people always get to look
The
terrible?
caricatures?
Caricatures. Yeah. So it's a caricature of me and Chris, and we're putting our dicks on your head.
Oh, jeez. It's like a drawing of
It's like a little
head.
caricature, but we've got like these giant cocks that are like
out.
hanging over top of your head. And then
I get to pick where it goes.
yeah, you can put it on your dick.
And then I put like one of you on each side of my butt, and then it's like 2 dicks in my
Would
butt.
you do that, or would you shave your beard?
No, I get the tattoo.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! I remember that.
Oh god.
I get the tattoo. I
Save
mean,
that soundbite.
I have to make this bet, so I have to be in agreement of the bet. So I'm not stupid enough to make the actual bet, but if I had to do one of the two, I'm getting the tattoo. Tattoos aren't that big of a deal to me.
Yeah, that's not me
I'm
either.
covered. Like, I mean, it would be something. I would be like, fuck.
I
that
desperately
sucks,
want to have the year come where we do the tattoo for my fantasy football league.
That got vetoed out of ours this year, so that was somebody's punishment, and we vetoed it. We said no.
I would do it. I would do it, no question.
Well, because you don't know what.
Because ours is 2 by 2 inches, and the only thing is it can't be against your team or any of your core values. So religion or racism, anything like that. But like it can be something stupid as
That's
fuck.
all I care about. Like, if it's nothing like offensive or anything that like I truly don't believe in or agree with. Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah, I'll get the most because I'll get creative with that shit.
That's what I'm saying. So you'll have a monkey's cock on your fucking back.
Oh, it'll be so much worse than that. Like it won't be any dicks. It'll just be some random fucked up shit, and I don't know what it'll be, but I will take time putting it together.
You can bet I won't lose that league.
Yeah, you have to agree to that bet though. Like, I don't know. There's certain things I'm not going to put myself in that position to know that I'm at risk of that actually happening.
Yeah.
You know, because there's certain things I really wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
Like hypothetically, yeah, if I lose the bet, I'll get the tattoo, but I probably wouldn't put myself in the place unless I really felt confident that I'm not going to lose.
Yeah.
You know, like Woodley felt confident enough he wasn't going to, and then hey, props to him.
Hey. So he gets a match now, right? Because he said he if he gets that put on there, he would face him again.
Oh, I don't know. Was that part of it?
That was part of the deal, was that if you want a rematch, you have to get a tattoo of me on your body. So now he gets a rematch.
Okay. I thought it was just they were doing their face-to-face interview, and it was like, how confident are you that you're going to kick my ass? Confident enough to get a tattoo if you lose? And he said, yeah.
Yeah, because Paul even said, he's like, I'll face him again if he gets that tattoo.
Hey, I think he's going to lose again. I think he would lose again.
Well, I mean, he probably will.
Yeah, I don't.
How much money is he making off of this shit? How much money do you think the Paul brothers are making off of this?
Tons of money.
I fucking hate this.
I've seen the scheme now. I'm picking the Paul brothers every time. I've seen it now.
Yeah.
So I know how it goes.
They're taking the money. Who cares? I mean, I know people hate them, but they're making bank.
Yeah.
I know
They're young as fucking. They're just making a shit ton of money, and they can do whatever the hell they want.
They could find a way to put Mike Tyson back in a time machine from 88 and be like, it's Mike Tyson 88 versus Jake Paul. I go, I'm picking Jake Paul.
Yeah.
It's his promotion. I'm picking Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And then Mike would kill him, and it would be great, dude. All that money goes straight to the grave.
That's the thing, because I don't think Tyson gives a fuck. I feel like you put Tyson in the ring with him, he'd beat his ass.
Tyson bite his ear off.
Well,
and
they're
then
friends
beat him to
though,
death.
so he wouldn't. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on my boy's Jake Paul.
Money important, man.
That's all I got for sports.
All right, Jesse's final sports segment.
Aw.
Chris, you ready?
Yes, but don't play your soundbite.
I'm play yours.
Again.
This is the second time we're doing Halloween.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Racing car. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Wait. Lay your down. Steve, assemble!
Christopher.
Yes.
Over there, buddy.
Let me ask you awesome guys a question.
Ask away.
What's your favorite N64 and Sega Genesis games?
Wow.
I never played much Genesis. Probably like that X-Men game. I don't remember what it was.
Good choice.
That was a good one. N64. I mean, it's definitely Super Smash Bros., but I do love Mario 64.
Yeah, just plain old Mario 64 is great.
Banjo-Kazooie is fantastic as well.
Whoa. Banjo-Kazooie is fun.
Yeah.
But you?
I didn't play a ton of Genesis, but I love Sonic. That's a classic. I did have True Lies. True
Lies?
Is that True Lies, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
I never played that
I
game.
had that as a game on Sega, and it was actually really fun.
Was it?
Huh.
So that was dope. But yeah, probably Sonic. I didn't play a ton of Sega stuff. 64, GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie.
You name bud.
Yeah, I mean, GoldenEye is a fucking classic.
Yep. Ocarina of Time.
But oh yeah,
I never played
there's
that.
So
I've
many.
never played a single Zelda game.
Wow,
I know.
It's not your thing.
I've played more Zelda games than you.
I've never, so I had a Super Nintendo growing up, but that wasn't like a great Zelda like console.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There was some really
A
good.
Link to the Past?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding
I was
me?
playing Donkey Kong, man. Donkey Kong 2,
Kong.
Diddy's Conquest. Those graphics are incredible for the N64. No
I agree.
8-bit shit there.
Oh, I got hurt.
I agree with that. Donkey Kong was like life altering.
I was playing Donkey Kong. I was playing Clay Fighters.
Yes.
Clay Fighters was great. I used to walk around as a kid. I'd be like tiny. I'd just go up and be like,
I was playing as a snowman.
yeah, Snowman was great. The Taffy guy.
Yeah. You could play as Gumby, couldn't you?
He
It
basically
looked like Gumby.
Basically.
Well, I asked this question because apparently Nintendo Switch is adding N64 and Genesis games to their next incarnation.
Hell
You guys
yeah.
excited for this or no?
Fuck yeah. I'm super pumped. It's limited though, so GoldenEye's not listed, which I'm super bummed about.
Oh, okay.
Because that would have been super dope to have GoldenEye on there. It's for the 64, I think it was like maybe 12 to 18 games I saw listed so far.
It's not a big library though. I mean, there's not a lot of N64 games.
They might add to it, but it wasn't that big of a list. And I didn't even look at the Sega one, but I just think it's dope that they keep adding these to the online and you can just download it. I mean, I play the Super Nintendo and Nintendo ones on my Switch all the time.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun. So I'm down for it. Jess, do you play your Switch, Jesse?
Occasionally. I definitely don't play it nearly as much as I do my PlayStation 4 or my 5 or my 4. But I do like it. I mean, I've got like some Pokemon games that I play, and I play Smash whenever I'm with people. So
Yeah.
I don't play it by myself, but I mean, that's a great party game. So for sure.
I guess what I'm wondering is how do you take the graphics of N64 and transfer that to a handheld console?
It looks exactly as it did.
Really?
So they don't upgrade it or anything. So like I play the Nintendo and Super Nintendo ones on there, and it looks the same it did then.
Mhm.
It squares out on your screen and stuff, but it's just fun to be able to, because I have my Super Nintendo and I have a 64 and all that already. I can just plug those in and play. But with the Switch, it's so convenient because you can just take it with you.
You got to think those games are on like a shitty little cartridge.
Right.
You could put all of those on there and it doesn't take up any
no
space
space.
at all.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun. I play mine a lot just for like my Switch. When I play it, it's small periods of time. Like I'll get on and play for like a half hour or so. Play like a game just in downtime. It's not like getting on the Xbox or somewhere you play for hours.
Like I'm taking my Switch to the hospital for like downtime.
Exactly. It's fun just to be able to pick up and go when you want. So
Mhm.
I don't think they can lose out. I think they just keep doing this. If they add GameCube and stuff on there eventually also,
Mhm.
and then they're going to be adding new controllers and stuff too, I guess. So it's going to be like a whole expansion to like the online universe, and they're going to add like an additional like online premium, and I don't know, they keep adding, which is good. It's evolving.
I have a list of the 16 games that are being released right now.
Let's hear 'em.
They said that it's not set in stone. There could be more moving forward, but this is what they know of. And they're also ranking them from their least favorite to most favorite. So the first one is Dr. Mario 64, Yoshi's Story,
Yes.
Wingback Covert Operations.
Never played it.
Never heard of it.
I don't know that one.
Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards.
Dope.
See, I like Kirby, but I like the original games more.
Yeah. Pokemon Snap, fantastic game. Such a good game. Mario Golf.
Never played it.
Mario Tennis, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sin and Punishment.
Don't know it.
F-Zero X.
Yeah, I love F-Zero.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
Paper Mario. Star Fox 64, which is a great
Star Fox
game.
is dope.
Star Fox is a very underrated SNES game too, man.
So good.
Super Mario 64, which I'm surprised is not their top pick.
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
You guys said that.
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Ooh, Majora's. I can't hate that. I think Ocarina is a better game, but I can't hate that.
And number 1 is Ocarina of Time.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, there you go.
Banjo and Mario are probably, and Ocarina are probably my favorite picks. Some of those I don't even know.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is cool, but like I'm fine playing the Mario Kart now they have now is really fun, and you can play a lot of the classic games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you really need that one, but some of those other ones are going to be dope. I hope they expand.
How did Banjo never get another game?
Dude, Banjo was so
Banjo
good.
came and went just once.
Yeah, I don't think it attained cult status until later on. You know,
It's crazy. It's such a good game.
its initial release, I don't think it was too successful.
It's expensive as fuck now.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
yeah.
$80 if you can find it anywhere.
It's so rare because it's the only game. Yeah, I think what's nice about this is it introduces these legendary games and titles to like a new audience, you know, because a lot of kids these days are playing with Switch, and it's cool to reincorporate that to their interest too. You know, they can pick it up and maybe that'll have them explore it on an N64 console, you know, inspire them to reach out even further for it.
What I wonder is how this affects any of like the resale of that stuff. You know, with it becoming so easily accessible through like digital download, you know, GameStops and things like that are selling the old consoles or the old games. I wonder if it affects that at all.
I think it's just
people
boosts the
collect
price.
it, but you think so?
It's
Yeah, 'cause
even
it's
rarer.
Yeah, it's like a first edition type of deal.
Yeah, I get that's true.
Yeah. Well, I was in the exchange the other day, and man, some of those N64 games are crazy priced.
Yeah, dude. It's
Yeah,
wild.
they're the exact same as a brand new PS5 game.
Yeah.
You can't get Smash Brothers for less than 70. You can't get Banjo for less than 80 anywhere that I've seen. They got that one game where you're like a fucking chipmunk or something, and there's like a bunch of shit, and it's like the only mature game for N64, and that's like $120.
Mhm.
They had it at the exchange for a while. Somebody finally picked it up.
I like games, but I don't know. Like, why spend that kind of money? Like, that just seems crazy to me.
See, so collecting got big about 10 years ago as far as those retro gamings go. So like, you know, any Super Nintendo, it got big, and they wanted to get the cartridge too, which is even rarer when you have the box that it comes with.
Hell yeah.
It's like literally an art form.
Yeah.
So some people will spend hundreds of dollars. There's an awesome documentary on Prime, Nintendo Quest, that a guy goes and gets every Nintendo game within a week.
Oh, it was just like last year, I think it was a Mario 64 that was still in the box in its plastic, and it sold for a lot, tens of thousands of dollars.
Mhm.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I get collecting, and I mean, I understand people collect a lot of stuff, but like, just some of those games, you can play them other ways. So I guess it really has to be that you just want to collect the item itself
Yeah.
and just have it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I own probably 20 Nintendo games right now, the original 8-bit NES,
Yeah.
and those games mean a lot to me. That's why I have
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah, for sure.
So keeping on video games here for a second. Did you guys hear about the Squid Game that's on Netflix? Apparently this guy's phone number is being used, and tons of people are calling him. Ryan, you know more about the story than I do.
Yeah, I guess it's a Netflix show.
It's new. I saw the trailer. It looked interesting.
Yeah, it's a new show or something on Netflix. But the reason I didn't even know about it until I came across the story. But apparently, in like the very first episode, pretty early on, they show like a business card, and the phone number that's on it is actually a guy's phone number.
It's not like 555-1234.
No, and that's what I was wondering. Like, they've got to vet these numbers, I would think. So someone either really fucked up, because I know Chris said that they most often use like a 555 number.
Yeah, so you look at Dumb and Dumber is a good example. So when the hot girl is talking to Lloyd, and she goes, "What's your number?" and he's got a piss or whatever,
Yeah.
his foot's on fire.
Yeah.
He goes, 555. Yes. So you'll hear that number often.
I've never paid much attention to it, but I guess it's a real number, and Netflix is in works right now to figure out a resolution to it, because he's getting called. He said text and called like 24/7. His phone, he can't even keep a charge on it because he gets so many calls and texts, it dies. So he has no access to actual people he knows contacting him. via his phone because he has no access to his number right now.
Change it, dude.
Well, that's the thing. He said he's had the number for like 10 years and it's linked to a whole bunch of stuff. He's like, I'm not changing it. They need to figure it out.
Well, now everybody has your number, bro.
Right. So there's no, even if they change it, people are still going to be calling it.
Everyone has it, but I feel like what they need to do is they can re-edit that episode, fix it and re-upload it. No one's going to care to call or text it if it's not in the episode anymore. The ones that are calling it right now,
those are pests, though.
Yeah, I think
now that people know, like Reddit's going to destroy that dude's phone.
You can block it. So I think if they get the new oncoming of people continuing that watch the show texting it, that it could slow it enough that he could maybe block some stuff. But I don't know. They got to figure something out. I'd be looking to get some fucking money out of it if I'm him, because that sucks.
So the greater question is, have you guys ever seen a number in a movie or a video game that you've actually called?
Absolutely.
And, what came from it?
All the time. I try them, and most often they don't. I do. If it's like an interesting movie or show, like I think I've called numbers from Better Call Saul.
Like this is recently you do this?
Yeah.
God damn,
I like to see what they go to.
I've got a good one too.
Because sometimes they will link it to something funny.
This is Saul.
Yeah, and
better call me.
Yeah,
watch me on AMC every Thursday.
Right. You never know. Sometimes they link it to something funny, and then most often it's nothing because they use fucking fake phone numbers.
Yeah.
So, but I've done it. You never text or phone called.
When I was like 12, and only if I heard like, if you call this number, it picks up, and I'd be like, oh, cool, and then it'd be some stupid thing.
Yeah, I've done it.
So I've got one 8-bit Who Framed Roger Rabbit video game.
Okay.
So there was a number where if you go into the bar that Jessica Rabbit is dancing and singing at, she throws a number out at you and she says, "Call me on this number." And like
she sex you nudes.
Back in the day, well, hold on. Back in the day when the game was famous, you had to like actually call the number for tips on like the game itself. They would give you tips.
That's dope.
So you'd call the number. The problem though is I didn't pick this game up until I was like a teenager. So I played it when I was 16. So I called the number just to see, if it was still relevant. Picked it up. It was a porn number. I swear to God. And if you call it still today, same thing.
Bro, have you ever accidentally called a porn number from a $40 charge? I've accidentally called from like my work phone before, like dialing a number and accidentally dialed like a sex line before. I'm like, oh fuck.
Accidentally do that.
Because a lot of
900 number.
No, they're usually like 888 numbers. And a lot of our phone numbers are 866. And I was dialing, not paying attention to what I was dialing. And it was a fucking sex line, and I'm like, I'm gonna get fucking fired.
What is a sex line even? Never called a sex line. What does it even?
You never called one?
No.
Oh, as a kid, I used to. There was like
slow talking.
Yeah, dude. As a kid, I always just did to see like what it was. But yeah, you can just call and you can just talk to.
Is it like an instant major charge, like the second that you call it?
I don't remember.
It's a charge for
mom could tell you.
So you get charged for the first minute, and then like each additional minute is like half that, whatever it was. Like if you get $2 for the first minute, it's $1 for each additional minute.
Dude.
So they would talk
one out quick.
Talk real slow and draw the call out.
You were real slow, and they played like real awful music in the background.
Yeah.
Here's the weather for the upcoming fantasy football report.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, that's so funny.
You're already living up to your replacement.
That's right.
But yeah, I feel bad. For that dude. That just sucks. Like, I mean, you're fucked at that point.
That's got to be. I would think they have to change that, because if you give out an actual number, that has to be against the law, man.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get paid.
Mm-hmm.
I'll change my number.
They're gonna settle with him. They're gonna give him like 10 grand or something.
I'll take 10 grand.
I'll take 10 grand too, but
yeah, fuck it. Give me 10 grand. I'll change
put my number on there.
Right. It sucks, but
it's like winning the lottery, honestly.
Changing topics for a second. I know Jesse's pumped. The Last of Us TV show got a first look reveal this week. It wasn't much, but we did get a look at the set. We got a look at the production design on it. We saw, behind Joel and Ellie. Jesse, I sent this link to you. What did you think about this screenshot?
I think from behind, it looks just like them.
Yeah.
Like identical to the game. I wish they would have shown it from the front. I don't remember what the actors...
Pedro Pascal and
what is he from? How do I know that
he's the Mandalorian.
Yeah, you know Pedro.
Yes, okay. Yeah, and that's I was a little whenever I heard that as the casting for him, just because he doesn't look like Joel from anything I've seen him in. Mm-hmm. But whatever. I mean, if they do the story good, I like that it's going to be a show and not a movie, because it's a long story that needs time to develop. It looked like there's a crashed plane on the hill in front of them. I don't know what that's about. I mean, I get that they're just trying to go like post-apocalyptic, but I don't understand why there would be planes crashing and shit in this world, because it's like, are there zombies on the plane that are bringing it down, or are people just flying? Like but it's not like a quick thing. Like the whole thing with them is that they're spores that take over you like more slowly. Like it's not like it's like a 28 days later where you're changing instantly, where something like that could happen. So that was just weird. Like I don't know. It's just not something that's in the game, and it didn't like seem like, of all the things to pick.
Maybe they had to up it though, considering it's a television show and people lose patience easy.
I guess it just didn't seem. If I look at that, it doesn't give me any indication of what this is. Like I don't even think post-apocalyptic when I look at that trailer or that picture.
Yeah,
I think that like it's the game is known for these cities that are overgrown with all this green, like lush, and like there's wilderness that's in the cities that's taken over along with all this other stuff. Like that doesn't scream what The Last of Us is to me. Overall, though, ultimately all that matters in this picture is that is definitely Joel and Ellie right there. And I think that if they can do the back that well, I'm guessing that the front will be that good. We'll just see how it goes, I guess. I don't know. When's this drop? Do we know?
It says next spring, 2022. That's all they're saying right now. So I was looking at this. I don't know much about this property, obviously, not nearly as much as you.
It's fantastic.
But I was looking at this screenshot, and one thing really stuck out to me. So this is supposed to be a live action property. This TV show is. And this screenshot to me looked very much like a video game. It's almost like they cloaked it in computer generated animation.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, so like if you look at the backdrops of the picture, like the plane doesn't look real. Like it looks real.
They don't really look all that real either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like the best thing I compare it to is A Scanner Darkly. If anybody's ever seen that movie, it looks like the animation from that film. To where it's like you can tell it's live action actors that are emoting through it, but it's very much in an animated encompassing.
Yeah, I thought it looked like a really good cutscene from like a PlayStation 5 graphic.
Yeah,
like it doesn't look like gameplay, but it does look like a cutscene where sometimes if you were to just walk in, you'd be like, "Oh fuck, that's not real." But like it takes you a second. And it's funny that you said that, because I thought the exact same thing. I almost pulled up like a screenshot from the game to see how like similar that looked.
They correspond with one another.
Yeah, and I wonder if they did do something like that post-production or something. I think that would be a weird choice.
That's crazy. That would be interesting though, if they want to get as much authenticity from the game as they can, to where it almost bleeds into the visuals of the show.
Well, and the good thing about it too is like with what they're doing, like there's different types of zombies in this game. They're not just zombies. It's a fungal infection type of thing. And some people are your typical fast, running 28 days later type zombies. But then there's others that are like
the Romero types.
They almost look like they're tree-like they're grown over in some places. Oh. They're rotted away, but it's not so much like flesh as it is like rotten wood. It's very like nature-esque. So I don't know if you'd be able to do that live action without doing CGI, and everybody knows that CGI dates itself over time.
Yeah.
So that could be a way that you could make this like a timeless show. If you don't have the budget that really can make it perfect, you do it that way where it's kind of just everything is just a little game-like, and then it can last forever. I think that could work.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with it. Whether it is, they say it's live action, but it could have that, that tinge of animated behind it, computer generated anyway.
Yeah, they almost look like mushrooms is probably a better distinction, like giant truffle heads.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, just like other properties that you're waiting on. Okay, so also in the mix, Super Mario Brothers movie got revealed this week. December 21st, 2022, we're going to have a new Super Mario Brothers movie. So we have mixed reaction on the original movie, obviously, the 1991 Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Fantastic film.
No, we do not have mixed reaction.
That is a mixed reaction.
No, Ryan does not create a mixed reaction.
That's a mixing.
He is a drop of paint in an ocean of hate for this movie. You are dissolved into the hate. You do not mix anything.
I wish I would have screenshotted the several people that I've seen that have also felt that it was a fantastic movie. Since this one has come out, I've had lots of people post that they enjoyed it.
Is it the cast of The Ringer? Jesus.
Anyway,
What the fuck did we give this Oscar?
Last time.
This fucking guy. I think the fucking second one, it's not the original, but the second one is fantastic.
Ryan really likes the Mario movie, and we went got ice creams.
What are you talking about? The second one?
There's a Mario movie before the one that has John Leguizamo in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen that.
But I like that one. I thought it was good. Anyways,
There's
there's a new one.
so
It's getting just as much hate as that one.
This one is from Illumination Studios, the same people that brought you like the Minions and the Secret Life of Pets. You know, I think a so-so animated studio so far. I'm not really blown away by their productions, but I digress.
I don't think their animation is great, but I do love Despicable Me.
I like Despicable Me. I hate Minions.
I like to speak a lot.
Yeah.
Minions was cash grab.
Yeah. But the casting was announced this week, and I wanted to go over these kind of person by person and get your grades as far as how you feel about them. So first of all, we'll start off
A to F, typical grading.
Yeah, let's go with A to F. That's
Okay.
fine with me. First of all, let's start off with Chris Pratt as the titular character, Mario himself.
D.
Are we giving reasons or just scores?
You can give reasons. I'm going to give a reason for mine. Too.
I really like Chris Pratt,
Mhm.
but an Italian dude. I'm hoping that he does a good job, but I don't see that voice for that role. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not loving it.
So in
I'm
my
hoping for the best.
Well, what is it? A through F.
yeah,
We're giving it a score.
yeah, give it a grade. How you feel about it?
I'll probably give it a D.
Okay.
I have hopes, but I want it to be good.
hmm
I just don't know how they decided on him to be that role.
I'm going to mirror your D, and I'll tell you why. This is the one casting that we're going to talk about here that I truly despise. I don't like this one.
Me too.
A lot of
and,
shit.
and there's a big reason why I don't like this. Far beyond you, and you listed a great reason, so I won't even go into that. The Italian heritage. But for me, Charles Martinet, who is the actual voice of Mario in the video games, is attached to this production in an unspecified role. Why wouldn't you just have Charles Martinet as the voice of Mario? It seems like a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going for the cash grab, the big name, Chris Pratt. They want to attach him because it sells on the poster, on the marquee and all that. To me, I don't think it's a good casting. Even if you want to get away from Martinet, I feel like there's other actors who could better embody Mario. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I said Heath Ledger wasn't going to be a good Joker one day, a long time ago, and I was wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's not his visuals. It's just going to be his voice. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on how well he can portray that character through voice.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he does a good job. I don't know.
I think that Chris Pratt is plenty funny enough for the role because I'm sure that they're going to try to make this like a huge big time comedy.
Mhm.
But you have to have like Mario is an iconic voice.
Yeah.
And if you can't pull off something similar, he's going to put his own twist on it, and that's fine. But if he comes out and he sounds just like Chris Pratt, or if it's a bad, it's a B, like and it's not good,
Yeah.
not going to work out. And that one didn't seem like something. Like we'll get into this with some other guys, but like other people, I could see them being that character and how it could be like their own spin and it would work. Mario's too iconic. You have to go with the classic with that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Someone's in charge of the casting of these. Like, what type of things are they going through when they're thinking? You think it's just to your point, like they're like it's a big name, it'll help sell the movie. I mean,
I think that's part of
they
it.
got to
When it's
take
animated,
into
yeah.
account. They got to take into account that they know people are going to have a bad reaction to this, though. Like this couldn't have been a big surprise to them. I'd be shocked.
They look at it though as like a majority of people, yourself not included, obviously, love Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And that if his name's on the marquee, that's an automatic for me. I'm going to go see it. So I think, especially when it's animated, it's a lot easier to cast in animated than it is in live action.
For sure.
If this was a live action movie and you put Chris Pratt in, you'd have a lot more vitriol going on right now.
Yeah, it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, I feel like you can get away with this more with an animated. I'm not all for Chris Pratt being in this role, but I digress. Charlie Day as Luigi.
F.
Ooh.
Who's that?
Charlie Day is
Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie.
Despicable Horrible Bosses. Yeah.
I don't know who it is, so I'm just going to pass.
Okay. I actually kind of like this one. I don't mind this one. I'm giving a B for this one.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. I feel like as far as Luigi goes, he's very, very hush when it comes to the games. He doesn't talk a lot of the time. So Day can make his own interpretation.
Luigi.
Right. It's very rare, though. He doesn't say much. He's not as long-winded as Mario is himself, I'm fine with Charlie Day, and I feel like he's going to be a supporting role anyway, so he's not going to be the focus of this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, like, yes, in the games he doesn't typically talk as much, but he does still have that distinct sound.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie Day doesn't voice act.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Day is Charlie Day in everything. He was original in Sunny in Philadelphia, and then he's never changed that character.
Yeah.
He is Charlie from Sunny in Philadelphia in everything he does.
Vacation, Horrible Bosses.
Everything.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's going to be Charlie Day in this because he never changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Charlie Day is Luigi. I think that those two are the worst signings that they have in this movie.
Okay.
And I think that there are some others that are fantastic. He is my least favorite out of all of them. I think Chris Pratt might be able to voice act and create something out of this. I have zero faith that Charlie Day will be anything other than what he already is.
That surprises me. Okay.
And I love Charlie. I love, like, Sunny in Philadelphia is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
like,
it's a
I
good
like
show.
Charlie Day, but not as Luigi.
My girl, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. I love this casting, actually, because if you listen to Anya a lot in her vocal capacity, she sounds a lot like the N64, the Mario 64 incarnation of Peach.
Yeah.
When she reads that letter at the very beginning, that sounds like Anya Taylor-Joy very similarly. I'm giving this one a B+.
Yeah, I'd give this one a B. I think it's the same thing. Kind of the argument that you made for Charlie Day, I think applies to this. You don't hear Peach very often. At the very most in any of like the games like tennis or whatever, she's got like the oh boy, like high pitched whatever, but it's still not like a distinct sound where she just kind of sounds feminine.
Yeah.
So you could kind of go any route with it. And I think that, Anya will take it serious enough that she can really, even if it's just voice acting, put some personality and some oomph behind a character that people really don't give a shit about 9 times out of 10.
What about you, Ryan? The chess girl as Princess Peach.
I don't have, honestly, outside of Mario, I don't really care because I think that's the only role that really is iconic enough that people would recognize that voice. To Jesse's point, like, I don't, with Peach, you could play that voice in different capacities and I probably would have no idea that that's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But Mario has so many taglines and there's just something about that voice that that's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the most important role. And anyone after that, I think it's probably more so what we said with Chris Pratt is just tying a popular name to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I like her, so I don't have anything against her being in the role, but I just don't think it plays as much of an important part where they could have really screwed it up one way or another by who they casted to it. So I'm cool with it. I like her. I really like Queen's Gambit. Be curious to see what she does with this role because she is, I don't know. Peach is a very like feminine and upbeat type voice.
Yeah.
And I don't really gather that from her much in the roles that she's played. So I'll be curious to see what she does with it, but I don't think you could really screw it up.
Yeah, to me, this is where I almost wish this incarnation was almost live action because I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy's eyes could emote perfectly for the damsel in distress role.
You just want to see her on the big screen.
More than anything in this life. She's got the most beautiful eyes in the world. But yeah, I feel like visual though, like she could get that Princess Peach kind of the visual down. And this is where I almost wish that this was that live action incarnation. Yeah. But that's my own personal pick. Jack Black as Bowser.
A+.
I love Jack Black, so I don't think he does any wrong. And I think that dude does a fantastic job of like impersonating people. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm all for it. I agree with Jesse on this.
I am going A on this one. Yeah. Yes, because so this was my favorite of the casting of all of them. And here's the thing, I'm not even a huge Jack Black fan. I think he's funny as hell and all that. But I feel like as Bowser, in what you've heard of Bowser in these games and all that, he can nail it perfectly. As far as the voice acting goes, he's already proven. I mean, hell, on Secret Life of Pets, he was great in that by itself. Yeah. He's a great voice actor, and he's trained his voice to do things that transform him audibly.
And Bowser's goofy as hell, too. Mm-hmm. Like, he can be like this menacing, like whatever, but he's still going to be comedy relief in this because it's going to be a kid's movie.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to be like dark and, scary or whatever. Like, he's going to be... I could just like think of School of Rock and have him being like, they're going to throw him on a bomb. He's gonna be like, oh man, like it's going to be great. He's going to have fun with it. And he's going to be everything that they thought that Jim Carrey was going to be for Sonic.
Dang.
Yeah. I like that. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
I don't know who that is.
Toad?
No, I don't know who.
Oh, is Key and Peele?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not hear what you said.
It's not Peele, obviously.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
C.
Brian?
I don't care one way or another. Like I said, the role isn't really. I don't know him well enough to give it a score, but I don't think you really screw up the rest of these ones that much. So.
This is where I'm going to rock Ryan's opinion. So as far as Toad goes, he's only really ever been heard in the Super Mario Brothers cartoon show, which was a staple of 90s television for kids like myself. Lou Albano playing the role of Mario, which was perfect casting. But to me, I feel like you can make Toad any point.
Right.
He's kind of an irrelevant character. I hate to use that word, but he doesn't really factor into the primary characters that people remember. Nobody's favorite character is Toad. So to me, if you wanted to go,
I use Toad a lot in the games.
which game?
Yoshi or Toad for
Racing?
For racing.
Yeah, Yoshi is my go-to.
Yeah. Yoshi's my go-to in most games, except for Super Smash because he's trash. But if I can't get Yoshi, somebody picks him first, I usually go Toad. In Mario Party, in racing, whatever. But to your point, it's usually because he's small and has quick advantages and things like that.
Right. To me, it's like you don't see Toad and you go, man, I wish he'd have his own game where he'd break away from the Super Mario world. Nobody gives a fuck about Toad.
Nobody fucking cares.
So I feel like to play it from a black actor's voice too is pretty cool too. Like that's a unique spin that people aren't expecting.
That's why I don't like it.
Okay.
Because I think that he's going to try to do something over the top because he comes from a comedy background.
He's fast tongued.
And he's going to try to make it funny and whatever. And because nobody gives a shit about Toad, and Toad has no qualities that scream black actor. So like, it's just going to come off weird to me. I think it's going to be like an awkward thing where people are going to be like, he went over the top with this and it didn't need to be like this much. And he's just going to take it too far and it's not going to be funny. He's going to try too hard. Okay. And that's why I don't like it.
Okay.
I think a lot of it depends on how they tell this story. Like what story are they going to tell and how are they going to animate it? Because I agree with Jesse's point. Like if you try and go too over the top, it's like, how are you going to animate that character? And like, what is the relevance going to be? I'm really curious to see where the story goes.
Me too.
And what they're going to tell, because that's going to play a huge part in like how excessive these actors do their voiceovers and things like that, and how much energy and stuff that they put in them. Because I can see that I could see it coming off kind of like cliche and like lame. So I don't know.
Yeah. I guess we'll see, and it just depends how much they incorporate Toad into that kind of role,
I think Toad should have been like John Mulaney.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That'd be interesting. And he's riding his own wave of controversy right now too.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
This is my favorite one. This is an A++.
But is this your preconceived love for Rogen itself, or do you think he'd actually be good in the role?
No, like I just, for whatever reason, like I can just see his voice coming out of Donkey Kong, like because Donkey Kong's dumb.
I agree.
Like, and Seth Rogen's got that dumb voice. Like I think that like it's just perfect. Like I think that Jack Black can do more for it. Seth Rogen's going to just be Seth Rogen. But if I went into the Mario universe and I was like, okay, if I had to choose a character, who's going to be Seth Rogen? It's Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Like he is going to be the dumbass, fucking stupid, like comedy relief, just dumb bumbling, like weed smoking. Yeah, that's Seth Rogen, and it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be fantastic. It's not going to be serious. He's going to be just like straight up comic gold. It's going to be so good. I can't wait.
So is this an A for you?
A+. It's better than Jack Black. A++. He's 100%. Jack Black's is like a 99.
Okay.
Yeah, I second that. I think that he has the right voice and just mannerisms and stuff for it that I think you're going to feel that come through on the screen. And that laugh, that iconic like laugh that he does, is going to be very fitting for that role. I think this is, along with Jack Black, I second Jesse 100%. This is going to be a good, I love Seth Rogen. So putting him into that type of role just to be like comedic and stuff, it's going to be good.
So this is A- for me. I echo a lot of what you guys said about this. This is my second favorite casting behind Black. It's interesting because you could go one of two ways with this. This could either be a very transformative role for Rogen that kind of redistinguishes his familiar palette in that, you know it's Rogen in there though, but it's like, man, he really went diverse with this for once. And we explored some different vocal ranges that we're not used to from him.
Yep.
Or it could be your typical Rogan fare where it works just as wonderfully with Donkey Kong. Like for a lot of what you said, he's he's dumb, he's bumbling, and he's tripping over shit and all that. Donkey Kong's a very clumsy character. So to me, it's cool to have Rogan in this. I do see him being the comedic turn of this movie, and I feel like he's going to steal some scenes for sure.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. I don't know who Cranky Kong is.
Cranky Kong is
grandpa.
He's the grandpa monkey in Donkey Kong. He's cranky, obviously. He's really mad. He sits there with a cane. I don't know the actor though. Who is that?
Fred Armisen is the guy who's on like Portlandia. He was on SNL.
I'll look him up.
You ever seen Eurotrip?
I have, but
Miss Scoozy.
Miss
Scoozy.
Okay.
What role is he playing?
He's playing Cranky Kong.
Okay, I don't know. That's an interesting role for him, but I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I don't know.
I mean, if he's a grandpa, he's supposed to be an older role, though, isn't he?
Yeah. He's very old. Yeah,
Cranky, I don't. He's in like a rocking chair with a freaking cane in the video game. Like, he like rocks back and forth, and
Cranky Kong is always just like yelling at them to get out of the house, and like I don't think it's going to be a very large part.
Yeah,
it'll be like little things here and there. I can't imagine he's like part of the adventure.
Cameos,
yeah, because Cranky Kong, he's just where you go to save your game. Mm-hmm. That's all that he is. So I don't know.
It's weird he's even in it. Like what role? I don't know. I'm when is this coming out?
December 21st, 2022.
I'm really curious to see what they do with this movie.
I can't even think of his voice.
I don't know who it is.
He doesn't. The Muscoozy guy?
Yeah, I can't think of it. Like I can't think of what he even.
You'll know him if you see him.
Yeah. I see him. I can't think of his voice though. Like I can't think of how you even interpret like Cranky Kong is.
Well, what is Cranky Kong's role even in this movie though? It's a Mario movie. No, why is he in this?
I mean, obviously they're just doing an entire world, I guess. But
I get it, but I don't know. His role is very minimal, even in the games. Like, what are they going to put him in the?
I would much rather have. Who's like the one dope fucking monkey who would like surf? You remember that one?
Yeah,
he was like cool.
His cousin or whatever.
Yeah, he was like he didn't come to like or something like that, or like.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he was fucking dope. He had like sunglasses and
Diddy? Like, did we say Diddy is in this?
There's nobody cast as it as of right now.
You got fucking.
There's no Diddy or Dixie.
You got Cranky.
Yeah, Diddy and Dixie are bigger than Cranky for sure.
I give this a fail just solely for the role in itself. I don't really care who's playing it, but it seems like a stupid person to have.
I do too. I give that one enough. I don't think he's. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do? You got 3 lines.
I won't grade this one because I don't know the role itself. So I
don't know if Cranky Kong's ever even spoken in a game. No, I think it's always just been text.
He's literally in that rocking chair and he just rocks and he plays that cane. He pushes it forward. He's like music. Yeah. That's it. Stupid.
That's cool.
He's just gonna sit there and hum that fucking song.
They should have put his Rhino in before they put him Cranky.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, bro.
Such a good game. I'm gonna play that tonight.
It's dope.
2 more things real quick for a Hollywood report. So we're about to go through a big landscape change, possibly on October 1st for the movie world, and that's that a big union in Hollywood is about to strike for their own rights. So the members and crew of the Internal Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, which is a lot of the people that, they assistants backstage, they're big, whether it be makeup designers, stuff like that. I mean, big roles behind the scenes,
lighting and all that shit.
Yeah. So they're looking to strike for the first time since 1948 over unfair wages, anything from lack of adequate rest, and just lack of regular breaks as a whole. So looking at the bigger picture on this will not only stall productions to where they either have to seek out other people to replace those roles, which is also going to cost time and money in addition, or they're just going to have to put the pause button on as a whole for a lot of movies coming up in 2022. This reflects a lot of what we've talked about recently in terms of, fair payment, valuing your employees. It's crazy that even in an area like Hollywood, where you think everything's glitz and glamour, you think, man, it's a dream to work there and all that. Yeah. Even they are having problems. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this kind of stuff. You think they have a right argument here? I mean, a lot of the numbers that they're talking about is they're complaining because $15 an hour is too low even for them. They're looking for more of a handout than that.
Is that what those type of people make?
Yeah, $15 an hour.
Jesus.
And you got to think, so a lot of these productions are in California.
Right, that's
and in
nothing.
California, a shitty house is probably $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
So living like
that's
Brad
low.
Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that $1,000 a month is even low. $1,000 for one person, splitting it with like 5 people, maybe $1,000 a month. California is extremely expensive, and if they are making $15 an hour, that's like us making $8 an hour.
Yeah.
I have a friend who works on production in Hollywood,
Oh, okay.
and I've seen the hours and the work and stuff that they go into, and I feel like that's not a lot of money. I mean,
Especially if they're unionized. What the fuck are you guys doing?
yeah,
Use the union.
they work crazy hours, all hours of the night, all day long, with minimal breaks and things like that. So, like we've talked about before, with just this conversation in general, employees feel they have the power right now, and they're gonna do what they can to find their worth. Look, we know what these movies make, and we know what actors and actresses are getting paid to make these movies. So come on, you're paying $40 million to one person for a movie, but then you're paying someone $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Granted, it depends what the work is, and it has to work. Look, the work has to meet the wage. You know, I'm not all about every single person needs to make X amount of dollars for a job that requires no skill and really no work to make, but it's got to be within reason, you know. And if they feel that they're being underpaid, or at least come to some kind of terms on breaks and things like that, or minimal, like, you know, a maximum amount of hours that they work in 24 hours or something like that, I'm all for it. They know there's opportunity there, I'm sure, you know, and for us all, I'm sure, obviously, I hate to see production and stuff get screwed. We've had already so many wrenches in the works with movies being delayed and everything. The last thing we need is anything else, but
Took the words right out of my mouth.
they've got the power, man, you know, because if they walk off at that pay, it's going to be hard to find someone, especially in California.
Yeah.
Because that is not a lot of money.
Mhm.
It's just really not. If they're making $15 an hour, that's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. So just to put it in perspective, 60,000 workers estimated are looking to walk off of their
Jeez.
jobs on October
It's gonna be a
1st.
disaster.
So this is the biggest strike in the movie world that there's ever been, even bigger than the 2007 writers' strike of America, which was an estimated 18,000 people.
And that's what I was going to bring up. The last time we had something like this, we ended up with Quantum of Solace, and that movie was dog shit because of that screenwriters strike. I think that
And horrible seasons of shows like Prison Break, which is one of my
Awful.
favorites, but season 3 is the worst far and away.
yeah, terrible stuff. These types of people are the ones who make movies happen. You can't, yes, you have your Tarantinos and your major directors and your production companies and all that other stuff, but like lighting alone is something that can make your movie go from looking very amateur and dog shit to being legitimate.
I grade that every day.
It's incredible what little tiny stuff like that can do.
Yep.
If these people walk off and you try to just survive anyways, you are going to have terribly produced movies, or you're going to have movies that are way over budget because you're going to be adapting those types of things in CGI,
And delaying.
and that shit's going to take forever,
Yeah.
and it's going to cost so much money. I mean, the amount of money that goes into CGI for these big productions is crazy. If you're doing little shit, just like simple lighting and adjustments to your visuals because you can't get somebody to fucking point a flashlight in the right direction,
Just a contrast. Yeah.
you're going to be fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. This is going to be an ongoing saga across the board for a while.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of where do we get to a point where we find that happy medium where we know what we're worth, but we also, like, people got to get back to work. This doesn't end well for Hollywood, though, one way or another, because I know they're not going to come to agreement by October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have delays one way or another.
Yeah.
And yeah, to Jesse's point, I mean, you fuck shit up. It's you fire all the lighting guys and you get someone that comes in has no idea what they're doing. You're fucked.
And it looks like
It's gonna
shit.
look like shit.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not going to halt production.
Mhm.
They've got to make money. So these
Right.
people are going to walk off. They're going to fucking get Joe Schmoes standing on the corner with "I need work" sign to come in and do it. And it's going to be awful.
Well, even
Yeah.
stuff like makeup and everything. Like, look at these trailers for Dune. Dune looks incredible.
From a production value, it looks seamless.
Right. I mean, but you take away the costume designers for that. You take away the makeup designers, and you put in some average person, maybe just getting started off, somebody who crosses the line who wants to make their name.
Yeah.
That movie doesn't get made. Nope. Sorry.
I just think what's interesting about it is, we talked last week about matters we would change in our own world, about, how people should value their employees more and all that. it's funny how even Hollywood is not invisible to stuff like this, to concepts like this. This shows you that this has been a work in progress for a long time coming, and that nobody nowhere is innocent of anything like this, of inferior work practices.
People are taking advantage of the situation. I don't want to say taking advantage, that's the wrong word. People are utilizing the current situation as a way to force the hand, because they know across the board, the industry as a whole, service industry, whatever it might be, is short. And if they walk out, they know people aren't stepping into jobs. They know it's going to be hard for them to replace them. So they think they've got the upper hand, which they do, so it's just a matter of, they know the current climate, and look, we walk out, it's not going to be tomorrow. They have someone that's walking in wanting this job. People can't fill jobs anywhere.
How are you going to replace 60,000 people?
Right? It's not happening. It's not happening.
Disaster.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy, man. And I, for one, hope it gets solved by October 1st, because, obviously we're all movie lovers. But to me, I'm like, I think they have every right to strike. If they feel like they're getting inferior work practices, then go to the Hill.
Is this all under one production company, though? I mean, who makes the decision to pay them more? So, what does that come from?
So reading up on this, I was looking at it, and a majority of it is actually Netflix owned properties. So it's a lot of streaming properties are involved in this. I don't want to say lawsuit, but in this strike altogether. Okay. So honestly,
get your money. They make their fucking money.
To me, I'm like, I don't know if the problem as much as with the model of the grade A films like your Dune, like you previously mentioned. To me, it's more like those B movie productions that are on Netflix. Might be good movies, like The Guilty, obviously, but maybe they're just not doing right by their employees.
Right?
They've got the. I'm not saying I'm for socialism. I think that I like us being in a society where you can make as much as you can make based on your work. Yeah. But it's also, and I think we've talked about it on here before, is how do you determine what the worth is of these people that are at the top that are making $500 million versus what work are they putting in that's worth that much money compared to the people on the front line who are doing actual hard work every single day to justify that pay? So yeah, Netflix is making a shit ton of money. So pay the fucking people, pay them a reasonable wage. And I think that about any giant corporation where your CEO is making hundreds of millions of dollars, the work is not that much harder for them.
No.
Yeah.
That you're making that much money compared to your bottom tier people. Like, I'm sorry, I can't justify that amount of money. Now I get it. It's decided upon boards and a lot of people that make their salary up, but they're nothing without the people that are fucking putting in the work.
Well, and some of the calls that they said don't seem like they're not asking for a lot. So like, obviously, adequate break time. Yeah. There's one guy who talked about he got into a car wreck because he was rushing to a production, kind of basically Whiplash style. Right, yeah. So to me, I'm like, this you son of a bitch. Right. It seems like an obsessive style of work, and for me, that's so unhealthy, both interior and exterior.
What I find hard about that, to believe about that, is because, like Jesse said earlier, it's union. Yeah. So if it's union, they're supposed to be regulated. They're supposed to be mandated.
Represented at least.
Yeah, you're supposed to, as far as I always knew, like regulation is any 8-hour shift, you're required to have at least 2 15-minute unpaid breaks, and then at minimum a 30-minute to an hour unpaid lunch. So, or 2 15-minute paid breaks, I'm sorry, and then a 30-minute to an hour long unpaid lunch. So at minimum, they should be getting that. And that's like union mandated. Like that, that's people always say, I'm taking my union mandated break. It's because per labor laws, you're supposed to have that. So if they're not, that's a whole other lawsuit in itself.
This is production's overriding that and saying like, no, back to work. Like we got to get this shot
if
done.
You don't have good representation.
That's a problem. So yeah, absolutely fucking strike then. If you're not getting at minimum, that's a problem. And then if you're working 10, 12, 14-hour days, you should be getting extra breaks on top of that. Yeah. So fuck that.
And October 1st is Friday. So we'll see some changes here awful fast.
Yeah.
Side note on Netflix, just a quick little thing. I got a VPN a couple days ago because I was trying to gamble on the NFL games, but it didn't end up working. So I went on Netflix though. Dude, Britain has way better Netflix than we do.
Really? Like as far as
shows? Like way better. Like they have newer movies. They've got better stuff. Like they have all the Spider-Mans on Netflix. like the new ones.
To be fair, they get movies before we do too.
They've got Midsummer. They've got Hereditary. They had they had a whole bunch of stuff that we don't.
I wonder
have.
why they
It's fucking
picked
dope.
that. Why they decide to give it to them differently than like what we have.
I heard Australia's crazy too, but I haven't looked at it yet.
So the way movies are released,
Do you want movies or guns?
Movies.
Okay, just wondering. Australia don't have any guns.
the way movies are
They leave
released
in place of that.
it starts west in like Japan and places like that,
Yeah.
and then goes east.
It's just interesting for like a Netflix property. Like it's the same for everyone. You would think it would have the same offerings for the most part. Obviously, with exception to certain things that are like popular in
They have
Europe.
like British shows and shit too, but they looked interesting.
But you got to think. So like as far as some, especially today, some movies have like a 45-day window where like, well, we can't release to the streaming properties until this window. But if it's coming out in Britain first, it can drop there first too.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of the difference there. But I agree. I haven't even seen Britain's Netflix, and I would 100% agree with you. Final thing, guys. This actually got brought up hours before we went live here on the show. R. Kelly, Jesse's boy here to the left of me, R&B artist known for his anthem "I Believe I Can Fly," among many different hits, was finally convicted Monday in a sex trafficking trial after decades of avoiding criminal responsibility for numerous allegations of misconduct with young women and even children. So looking at some of these things, like a jury of 7 men and 5 women found Kelly guilty on all 9 counts, including racketeering. It only took 2 days of deliberations, and Kelly was emotionless, described as, during the whole trial. Is this finally justice served? It seems like it's been well documented, the kind of things that Kelly has put these women through. What do you guys think about this?
I don't give a shit. If Michael Jackson, I
don't like that
Jackson.
example because he did not get. Michael Jackson's thought of the same way.
I don't think he is. I think a lot of people have forgotten about that shit.
Jackson's a dirtbag. I
think that Michael Jackson, they put out that documentary thing about him like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
and that caught like Michael Jackson. And that caught like a little bit of attention. Just a little bit. But people are still like, oh, he's the king of pop. And all these kids grow up listening to him. He's still one of the top selling artists every single year. People can say what they want about him being a dirtbag, but nobody gives a shit about what Michael did to those kids in Neverland.
For the record, Michael Jackson is overrated as an artist, and he is a dirtbag.
Whoa, pause. He is not overrated as an artist.
He didn't put it on.
He is a dirtbag, but he is not overrated. His music's fantastic. He's the king of pop. Either way, R. Kelly is an entire generation. I'm not even like a giant R. Kelly fan, but the dude's music is fantastic.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Right.
A little bump and grind.
Right. Whatever. Everybody knows his songs, man. His songs are anthems. This guy,
anthems for a bigger cause.
I want to know, like, I don't fucking know, man. Like the whole thing.
Okay, you can still love his music though, but you think he should be held accountable?
100%. I think all these guys should be, but it's not going to change. Like, I'm not going to get down with the whole cancel culture thing. Like, the dude's music's still fantastic. Still going to listen to it all the time. Like, fucking Ignition's still a great song. Like, he's got so many fucking songs. It's like you can't even listen to everything that he's put out.
Right.
And I just don't care. This shit's been going on for years. Everybody knows he's a pervert. I'm not going to act like I give a shit now that he's convicted when I haven't given a shit since it's happened. I mean, it's been going on since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, the dude pissed on a 16-year-old girl and he's been fucking other people. Like, yes, we know that he's a pervert and he likes fucking girls that are 16, 17 years old. And yes, that is a huge problem and that should not happen. But let's not act like we're all fucking torn up and offended by this. This shit's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Like, the false rage doesn't matter anymore. If you were not pissed about this for 15 years, then don't act pissed now because it's not something new.
People love to. Here's the thing. I totally agree with hold the dude accountable. If he's found guilty and they have evidence or whatever, hold him accountable. Great.
Put him in prison. I don't give a shit.
But nobody stops fucking supporting or enjoying things they want to enjoy because of something that happened. People don't do it.
Right.
We talk about it all the time. People are still going to continue to listen to R. Kelly because they enjoy his music.
Right.
People do it across the board with multitudes of other things. Just like we've talked about it with movies. We talked about it with Johnny Depp being accused of shit. People are still going to watch Johnny Depp movies, even if he got in trouble for beating a
Kevin Spacey's a piece of shit, but he's still got some great movies.
People are still going to watch them. We've talked about it with the food industry and not going to eat somewhere because the owner is a piece. You know what? if you enjoy something, you're still going to do it because you really don't give a shit. You're not connected to R. Kelly. You have no relationship with R. Kelly.
I download his music. I'm not putting money in his pocket.
Yeah, you're going to still listen to it. Should he be held accountable? Absolutely. Should he go to jail if he's convicted? Sure, go to jail. But at the end, I don't listen to his music. But if I really look, let's say Brand New. Brand New is one of my favorite, probably is my favorite band of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay a lot of money and travel very far to see them in concert.
You have.
I mean, I have, but I'm saying like going forward, if tomorrow it came out that Jesse Lacey, the lead singer, was pissing on girls backstage, cool, convict him if it's a crime,
right?
But I'm still gonna fucking listen to his music.
No skin off your bone, like whatever.
But I think that's okay. Like that's not a problem. I feel like you can still support the music and still call the guy a dirtbag at the same time, which you did responsibly.
Yeah, people think you. I mean, a lot of people think you shouldn't, though. They think that you're then condoning the behavior if you're supporting the art, and I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I don't think that anybody truly. Like the people that are out there saying that right now, because they probably didn't listen to R. Kelly anyways. Mm-hmm. But if you took their very favorite artist or favorite restaurant or something, and you found out someone affiliated with it was a dirtbag, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, they're still going to support it.
So I look at it as, and I'm going to look at this from a wrestling standpoint because I'm a wrestling fan. So like Chris Benoit, obviously everybody knows what happened with him and how he murdered his wife and his kid and all that. To me, Chris Benoit is one of the greatest technical wrestlers who ever lived, even still today. Yeah. But he's a fucking piece of shit lowlife.
Brett Favre was he was my favorite player growing up until Tom Brady came around. I do not support Brett Favre's policies or the things that he's recently come out and said politically. Brett Favre is still one of the greatest football players of all time, and I love his game. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Yep. Like, Ray Rice was a great running back. It doesn't matter that he knocked his wife out cold. Yeah. That doesn't change that.
No, he's still a great player. He's just a piece of shit.
You can be a very talented piece of shit. Surprise, people. Most of the talented people in this world are pieces of shit.
I agree.
The actors, the actresses that you love, most of them are fucking assholes. The athletes that you love, pieces of shit.
That's what money does. Money turns you into greedy pieces of shit, and you abuse the system and you abuse other people below you because you think you're better than them. It happens every single day.
Yeah.
It just does, you know, and it is what it is. Here's the thing. Convict him, and then any of the money that is going to continue to be made because people are still going to listen to his music, donate to the family. Sure. Or do something with it. No one's going to stop listening to his music.
And Ryan said it. So the reason why you can't condemn our opinions on this to anybody listening is because all three of us agree that if they are guilty of such crimes, like they need to be convicted or they need to service the punishment of their crime. So yeah, it doesn't take away from the fact we think that, you know, Michael Jackson's an iconic artist or you know, an overrated artist. Or you think R. Kelly's a great artist, R&B wise. Like, that doesn't take away from your musical opinion. It's just, you know, they're a piece of shit regardless. Right. And you can divide the two lines.
Let the record show that Ryan likes the Mario movie from the 90s, but he does not like Michael Jackson.
He's overrated, just like the Beatles.
The Beatles are overrated.
Yeah, but same.
Yeah, and for me,
I don't like the Beatles.
It doesn't matter. If Dave Chappelle was found guilty of multiple rapes next year.
Oh, God.
He's still the greatest comedian of all time to me. I'm sorry.
It's just funny because he made fun of R. Kelly.
Right. Yeah. Bill Cosby and Dave Chappelle said it best. He said, "How old is 16 really? If somebody tried to piss on me, I'm moving out of the way." So I don't know. I mean, Bill Cosby, one of the most iconic pieces of comedy in comedy history, doesn't change the fact that he's a piece of shit and that he raped women. Yep. But you know what? Puddin' Pops is still gonna make me fucking laugh.
I'm pretty sure that R. Kelly music still plays.
It's still,
People still play it. Radio, it's not. No one. It's still being produced. You know, it's still being put on the radio.
Ignition.
They know.
I hear that every weekend.
Our culture is just like
his music is good.
Yeah, that's just the culture we live in.
He outlasted Usher.
Because Usher's overrated also. Mm-hmm. Usher's overrated.
You're towing the line, buddy.
Chris Brown, another piece of shit.
Yeah,
had some good tracks though.
There you go. Eminem, fucking drug addict. Nobody gave a shit. Dr. Dre, abuser. Jim Brown, abuser.
Yeah.
Fucking, what the fuck is, James Brown, abuser.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest musicians in the history of music are drug addicts, women abusers, rapists, fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah.
comes with the territory.
You can draw the line. They're two separate entities. There's the person and then the art. You know, you can enjoy one and don't have to enjoy the other.
And that's what's interesting. Some people can't divide those, as Jesse alluded to earlier.
But I think they can. I think it's the image. I think it's that thing that we tie ourselves to all the time with social media.
Mhm.
When we want to be this big advocate and we're going to stand up because R. Kelly's a piece of shit. So we're going to voice that we don't agree and we're no longer going to listen to his music.
Yeah.
Guarantee you I'll catch one of those people behind closed doors still bumping his fucking music.
I have no doubt. And
People are
that's
fucking
hypocritical.
false advocates, man.
Yep.
Well, that's my thing too. Is like, I think that if you look at the history of all of these people, 99 times out of 100, I think that the outrage truly is false. The only time that I remember real vitriol for somebody that was famous that did something was Mike Vick. When they found out what he was doing to those dogs. That I think was really legitimate anger from the public. Everything else though, it comes and goes with the wind. There are still a lot of people that don't want Vic on like national TV.
And they follow him everywhere.
And they're not like just your casual, like, you know, your PETA person or whatever. Like, there are normal people, everyday people that are still mad at him for that shit. And I think that was legitimate. But like, if you're tied,
you have to. The people that truly care are the ones that had an actual connection.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, a parent of one of those children hears R. Kelly on the radio. They're turning the radio
100%
because they're disgusted and they have a personal connection, and it's emotionally and mentally affected them.
Yeah,
none of us have any connection to any of these victims.
I have a daughter on the way. It doesn't affect me at all.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Right.
And I
just normal. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just we try and falsely connect ourselves to people who have no direct interaction in our lives to try and make ourselves look like we're these great people and like that we're trying to like fix the world when we're not. It's just like when someone dies that we like the gentleman from SNL that just died.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. Yeah. Very sad because he was iconic movies, but you know what? I'm gonna shed a tear over it. We were done. We forgot about it. I haven't thought about it since. It was sad, and the people that were connected to him, I'm sure, was devastating.
Right.
But you move on because there's no connection to that person. You know,
right.
And I don't know.
I think a lot of it too has to do with what you've said on this show countless times, is that it's that social media influence to it too. It's that people always want to martyr themselves when it comes to social media and sit there and say that, as you said, there's some knights or, you know, in shining armor and all that, and they're sticking up for a cause, so it makes them look better than it does everybody else.
How many of these people that are blasting R. Kelly today on Facebook since this came out have said anything about him?
Never.
Since 2 years ago or a year ago when the last time he was in court. No one said anything.
Yeah.
They moved on with their lives a week after it was off of Facebook, and they haven't said anything since, and they'll move on a week from today.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It won't matter.
Right. And people just looked at it and went, oh man, did you see that crazy shit with R. Kelly? Yeah, that was wild. Dude's crazy.
I didn't even read the article. They don't even fucking care.
Because let's be honest. So if you took out every single artist who was troubled, we'll say troubled to encapsulate everything, who was troubled out of your iPod, you wouldn't have shit on your iPod. Everybody in some way is fucked up one way or the other.
You get Weird Al, and that's it.
Bro, we're all human. We all have our own fucking demons and our own shit that we've done and fucked up. The only difference is these people are famous, so it's blasted.
Yeah.
Everyone is guilty of their own fucking sins or wherever it is. And you know what? If we all judged ourselves the way that we fucking judge celebrities when they're in the fucking news, I'm sure your circle of friends would be very, very small.
Here's some Beatles truth for all the Beatles fans out there. John Lennon was a documented child beater. Like, he beat his son endlessly. He was a terrible father.
Yep.
He was always in confrontations with Yoko Ono, physical confrontations in public.
Yep.
The man of peace was not everything he was living up to be.
Right.
So
there were even allegations of Martin Luther King cheating on his wife. I mean,
oh, was there? I had no idea about that.
There's all types of shit out there, but people pick and choose based on whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Is like,
what's trending on Twitter right now?
R. Kelly is not a big enough. He's a used to be big star. He's not huge anymore, but everybody knows who he is. So this is oh my God, a shock value. This has been happening since I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when all of this first started.
If he was
so
still,
this isn't fucking shocking.
If he was still active, cool. His concerts would be canceled and no one would go, and cool. That would be fine. Whatever. But
that's your choice.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if he was a still active musician, and he had a tour, venues and shit would cancel it because they'd be sticking up for
Bill Cosby. Same thing.
But nobody's gonna continue to care or not listen to his music because of it. And I don't. It is what it is, man.
And nobody gives a shit about. Nobody cares about any of these people.
No.
If fucking LeBron James came out tomorrow and was convicted of a rape, people would do the exact same thing, and then they'd be done with it when he won his next title. Yep. And you know how I know that? Because Kobe Bryant was accused of rape, and a lot of people believed that shit.
Yep.
And he went out and won a title, changed his number, and nobody gave a fuck.
I'm gonna tell you this right now: that LeBron thing would last a little longer, and you know why? Because certain people,
but they would only do it to argue for his GOAT status. It would have nothing to do with women's rights or anything else that should matter.
I'm just saying how
they would
taking a stand against officers. So
LeBron would absolutely would go on for a while just because of his stature.
Yeah,
and people love to find a reason to hate. But I agree,
it would be used for an agenda more so than anybody having true outrage.
Exactly.
Nobody would give a fuck.
It would solely just because, he isn't that great of a person like everyone makes him out to be. It would be for their own agenda. It wouldn't be anything to do with whatever the fuck he's being accused of, because no one really cares.
Yeah. If you really cared, you'd go out there and you'd volunteer for that kind of thing, you know?
Right. If you really cared, you never would have voted for Trump.
No comment. No comment.
And that's it for Hollywood Report.
All right.
Ending it out with a banger.
That leaves Let's Get Social.
It is July 20th, 1969.
I wish it was July.
Man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
Let's get social. That's our boy. Dude, I just want to say, I fucking doubled up on this Zyrtec D shit, and goddamn, it doesn't help.
What's it doing?
It's just not helping.
That was Viagra.
Oh, is that what the D was for?
Yeah. All I know is I've got a hard on and a cheeseburger.
It's from behind the counter, man. They didn't tell. They didn't say anything to me. Let's get social. Just a couple things we've got going on. Gabby, a follow up to Gabby Petito. I know, not really care, but here's the thing that I was curious. We talked about how it was no big deal and it's just blowing up on social media. It's stupid. Well, Dog the Bounty Hunter joined.
Yeah.
So I think Brian's pretty much fucked at this point.
That puts it on the map.
I think Dog the Bounty Hunter joins. How fucking random is
How
that?
old is he now? He's got to be like 65.
Oh, easily.
Did you hear too? Her parents called 911 on him because I guess he was like trespassing through their
He's a fucking bounty hunter. hey, at this point,
I'm looking for your son.
Brian's fucked at this point because when that dude gets involved, he's getting caught. But one of the things that I saw coming out, and I'll be honest, I haven't looked too much into it, but I've just been seeing the headlines, is apparently several other people within same areas or realms that have been missing and are getting no coverage about their, no one's fucking blowing it up online. TikTokers aren't out there trying to find these people. So why are we so connected to her? I know we touched on it last week, but I just don't get it. Why? Because I'll be honest, I didn't know about these other people that went missing in very similar situations, and it seemed to have a lot going for themselves more than some girl trying to live in a van and have a YouTube career. They were doing really good, but they're not being talked about. Why are we so connected to this woman? I don't get it.
I echo what I said last week, and that we are very much a Netflix raised culture. So in that, everybody loves serial killer documentaries. Everybody loves all those mysteries and all that. So when you've got a story like this one, granted, Jesse doesn't think it's that alluring.
I do not.
But when you have a story with as many bizarre instances as a guy driving across the country without his girlfriend in her van, all these weird instances, it's a story that writes itself as far as the public interest goes. And I feel like unless you have that same story when it comes to missing person B or missing person C, it just doesn't have the lifespan to it. If the story's not there, the media is not going to run with it.
I guess my thing is I struggle at this point because I was slightly into it because of those points you made, because of the things that were surrounding it. It had interest to me. But then you hear about these other young individuals who are in similar situations and no one's talking about it or giving two shits. And I'm like, and it kind of makes me retract back to that 13 Soldier thing where I'm like, it's being done for the wrong reasons. These people are out there fucking missing as well and had really good lives and things going for themselves, and no one gives a shit.
But what's the story?
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm asking.
That's like the 13 Soldier thing. So, it's for the wrong reasons. People are doing it for shit.
Media's doing it for clicks and shit.
I mean, it's sad.
They could have easily taken any of those other stories and you twist it the right way to make it seem like a mystery, where anybody the three of us are relatively intelligent. We could piece together, he fucking killed her. Yeah. As soon as you read it, he fucking killed her. But the average person most people are stupid. Sorry, listeners, but on average, you're probably dumb. And they get to go and they go, well, why would he drive the car back if he killed her? That doesn't make any sense. There's got to be more to this story. And then that leads them down this whole rabbit hole. And that's how you end up getting like presidents are drinking kids' bloods in a pizza parlor and shit like that. People just they take things to the extreme because it doesn't make sense. So they make something up in their head that's so crazy that it's almost possible. Yeah. And the media puts things out like that, like what happened in the hours leading up to this death, and they make it this open-ended thing where you can create your own story, and it's fun.
But everybody wants to be the lead detective on every 100%. Story. Everybody wants to look at something and go, I have something you have never even thought of. That's our culture, and that's why this Gabby thing has had as much life as it has. People think there's an unforeseen angle that the FBI hasn't capitalized on, that the many detectives on this case haven't capitalized on. It's ridiculous.
And with the TikTok culture and all that other stuff, like you said, people who are going out of their way to try to investigate this. And here's this TikToker who saw him on the road and this and that.
Hey, that's you guys.
You can independently investigate now in ways that you never could before. If OJ happened today, my God, we would have a shit show worse than what it could have possibly been in the 90s.
That highway coverage, man, could you imagine that?
There'd be people filming from the thing. Here comes OJ. Oh my God. And there'd be a guy who lives behind him that had video who was sneaking over and taking
Facebook
pictures.
Live.
There'd be all types of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Be a mess.
Yeah.
He would never get convicted. Not that he ever did, but he'd never get convicted.
Right.
He definitely wouldn't be.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was, I didn't know about these other cases. And then you see it and it's just kind of like, our society is just so fucked up. It's just like, no, just like tying back to the R. Kelly. No one really fucking cares. They do it for attention and it's the interest of that moment. But at the end of the day, no one gives a shit and they're going to move on and they're going to forget about her and go about their lives. And
if it doesn't sizzle, it doesn't have any juice to it. Yeah. And those stories to them, to the media, doesn't have any juice.
Yeah. It's sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw that. I saw a dog join. I was like, what the fuck, man? I guess it's a real case now because he's out here showing
shitty
up.
Show for a shitty story.
He's so stupid, dude.
Watch Bounty Tank on YouTube. Guy's based right here in Akron, and he's a badass dude.
He needs to come on the show.
I'm trying to get him for fucking years.
I thought this was cool out of Medina. Matt Amodio. He's only the third person ever to hit the $1 million mark on earnings on Jeopardy. Cool. He's from Medina. He's apparently real smart, though. He goes like Stanford or fucking.
Well, I would hope so if he's winning Jeopardy like that.
Yeah, but dude, that's wild. So, third person ever in regular season, championship round Jeopardy, though. Won over $1 million, which is impressive as fuck. You got the wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
That you have to, I don't even know how you encapsulate that much senseless. Like a lot of the stuff they ask you never would think about on a day-to-day basis.
I could never hit $1 million. But I play Jeopardy. I'm good at Jeopardy. You ever watch it at home? And
I love Jeopardy.
Yeah. How many questions do you think you could guess on the board? Give or take.
Bro, I don't know. Sometimes I'm good. It just depends.
20%, 50%.
There's 8 times 6, so it's 8, 16, 24,
20,
48.
Maybe 20%.
I probably just under half, like 40%.
Some days I'm like,
solid.
I'll kill it. Like some days the questions in the categories are super easy and sometimes they're not. And that's what's so hard about Jeopardy is you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You have to have just a wealth of knowledge that spans over just mindless stuff. I don't even know how you prepare for that.
I'm going to make you feel better for a second about your intelligence. Look here. If Rosie Perez can do it and white men can't jump, you can certainly do it.
A quince.
What is the quaalude?
Fuck her, man. Yeah, I thought that was cool that he was from here. I don't know. I don't think I would fare well on that show. I don't really know how you would prepare yourself for something like that.
Does it say how many games in a row he won? Like how many nights?
I'm sure there was. I saw he was from here. Like a friend of mine knows him and shared it. That's how I saw the story. So
because you got to think the biggest value is is it 1,000?
The most recent game that he won was like 48,000, and that's what put him over the $1 million mark.
You've got to dominate, dude. You have got to dominate that board.
Yeah. Yep. That's insane, dude. But yeah, I thought that was cool. And the last thing I had was a follow-up to our story from I think 3 episodes ago or so when we were talking about the Florida.
For those of you listening today,
from the
bulk of episodes that were dropped today.
There was that story that I was talking about where the schools in Florida were being threatened to be defunded because of like the mask mandates and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he actually went through with it and he did.
Of course he did. He's DeSantis.
And canceled, or he wasn't paying these salaries. Like these people have not been getting paid. So Biden implemented
They're going to win a major lawsuit against the fucking state.
I'm sure, but right now we're fucking paying for it because Biden implemented some kind of thing for them where he's now paying their salaries. I'm like, can't you just force the fucking governor to pay the people? Like,
no, because it's state law.
Yeah.
He has no say over that?
Individual states.
Which is bullshit, man. One law, federal law, man. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, you want really?
And
100%.
And DeSantis, I will go on a limb here and say
he's an idiot.
He is the worst governor in the United States, bar none.
Yeah, no, he's an idiot for sure. I mean, that dude has been a mess from the start with a lot of things, but they're getting
He makes DeWine look amazing.
$150,000 right now to compensate school board members whose salaries are being withheld by the governor. I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand how
Florida's in need of teachers, so
Jesse.
It's a lot more than what I'm making here.
In a week.
But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I think that they should be paid, but I think it's crazy that the fucking president had to get involved and fund their salaries for them. Like, there should be some way around that. Aren't you protected as a teacher? Don't you have some kind of unions or something that cover
in the
that?
state?
That's wild.
Florida, I don't know what their unions look like. I know that they're a shit school or shit state to teach in. I don't think that they're right to work like the Carolinas are. But like,
DeWine would have the authority to say, you know what, we don't agree with Jesse's school doing this program. So we're going to just say we're not going to pay. We're going to take away their funding. Like, he has the ability to not get the funding to them.
It's not like the union isn't. That's for like the district. Like, we're striking against the district if we go on strike. We're not striking against the state.
No, like, but what I'm saying is if he didn't agree, so you guys are starting.
I'm going to take that shit to the Supreme Court.
You guys started this GROW program, and he's like, you know what? I think in that type of school, that's setting the wrong thing. They're going to use it for other things, and I don't agree with it. So you know what? If they continue to do it, we're not going to pay them. Doesn't that have to go through some process? Someone's got to write that check or fund it. So how does DeSantis have the power that he literally cut off their pay?
Probably determines where allocated funds go to, and he just said, fuck it. But you're going to get sued. Like, you're not going to fucking win that. You can't just take people's fucking
income.
For one, if I'm a teacher, I have no say in the mask mandate to begin with. So you're going to take my fucking salary? Like, nah, I'm going to fucking sue you.
I think it's like the board. I think it's like the superintendents who are implementing.
Okay, but even that, fuck that. Like, I do with what I want with my school. Like, I don't tell you how to run your fucking state.
Right.
You're going to tell me how to run my fucking school.
Yeah.
Like, if I have a dress code implemented, the state has no right to come in and be like, nah, them shorts need to be 2 inches longer.
Even though it's publicly funded, though?
Fuck you.
There's going to be a lot
Your job is publicly funded. If anything, you're going to have the fucking public vote on it.
Who
the fuck are you?
This is a buffet of lawsuits waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to lose. That dude just needs to be gone. How does he keep getting voted into fucking
String him up in the streets.
And now they're talking about he might be the Republican front runner for that side. So
God, I hope
for
so.
24, they're saying he might be the only guy who can possibly take out Trump for that nomination.
We're not coming back. We're not going back that way. It was too fucking crazy.
You don't think that it's going to flop? Doesn't it flop pretty much every other year?
Not this
almost.
Time. Not recently.
What are you saying?
We've doubled everything.
Switch sides. Doesn't it? Like almost every other presidency switch. It goes back and forth, back and forth.
This has been the most outrageous.
Other than like Obama had 2 terms in a row.
But think of it this way. Like, even if you're a central person,
Biden has an awful rating right now.
Yeah.
He is not looking good.
You going to take Trump back?
I'm not saying I'm going to take Trump, but I'm just saying he's not doing any
You're going to take somebody that's a Trump follower over him?
I would worry against anybody who's going up against Biden in the next election. I would be scared for anybody.
Yeah, dude. He I don't know.
I don't think Biden's going to run again for one, but I would.
Oldest president ever.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to run again because of that. But 100%, I don't think the GOP takes that back. There's no fucking way.
I don't know, man.
After the craziness and all that shit that happened January 6th, the ads that will come out with that, people ain't going to forget that shit. You're not going to go back to that. If there's a risk, if somebody comes out from the right and he's some type of super right-wing Trump-esque type of dude that's like putting out these outlandish anti-vax, all this other shit, nobody's voting for them.
I want to know what even happens next election with all the shit that happened this one.
We might not even be out of COVID by then.
That's shit.
And it'll be because of the right. They'll all be dead. They can't vote.
I'm saying a year.
I'm going to tell you this. Don't get ignorant with your opinions, because remember what happened a long time ago when they said Trump had a 1% chance to
That's
be
true.
Clinton.
But
Smoked her.
But then we saw what
she was
that
supposed to
did.
dominate.
But then we saw what happened with that.
Okay.
I don't think that people will easily forget all that shit, because that was the most publicized presidency in the history of, at least I'll say, my life. I won't say ever, because I haven't been for all of them, but goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you forget COVID, the fucking riots, everything that he put out there, the outlandishness, the Twitter, everything like that, and the people that support him and all the bullshit that's come out since. How do you forget that?
The thing is, you're summarizing, though, 4 years of Biden that hasn't even come close to even happening yet. So, like, we are just in the opening quarter of this game. And, like, COVID seems to be getting worse every day. It doesn't matter if it's his fault.
Sure.
It's under his watch. So it's going to look like it was him, regardless.
100%.
To the ignorant voter, they're going to go in and saying, well, this got worse under him. So
here's the thing.
if
If you're gonna blame Trump for COVID and the outcome of it, you to Chris' point, you have to do the same with Biden.
Sure.
And people it's not getting better. They're mandating vaccines and it's not getting better. The things have not really changed under him, amongst other things that he hasn't done great. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but it's not looking good for him. And he's early on.
I'm an independent. I want them both to lose. So
I didn't. Yeah, Biden was my least favorite person on the left, but I was voting for anybody. I would have voted for a piece of shit if it ran against Trump. But in the same breath, the people that are not dying are the ones that are vaccinated, and the vaccinated people are much more left than they are right. And when this is all done and over, you might have that guy going in and saying, well, it got a whole lot worse. A whole bunch of my cousins are dead. Well, none of them can vote anymore. So sucks for you.
Allegedly.
That's your only way to win.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know where we end up. I'm just hoping. Someone was saying from the CDC or Pfizer or Moderna, one of them, that they're expecting within less than a year, we should be back to normal. We'll see how that goes.
I read that today. It was Pfizer. Said that. Yeah, he said he expects by spring that it's probably going to get back to normal. I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
Do you
too many people that aren't going to get it?
It's too ignorant. Yeah.
Do you think that this ever slows down?
We're at 57% for fully vaccinated right now,
and we were at 50 like 3 months ago. Like we have hit the number. I think of people who are going to get.
It's not going to continue to go unless it becomes mandated.
There's 63 that have won.
Yeah, and they're not. I mean, I don't think anyone is really mandating. I mean, people are implementing the incentives or do this instead of. But I think we're at the max capacity. I think you got to think. Where the voting between Trump and Biden was pretty close race. Let's just say it's 50-50. That's where we're at with vaccinations. I think the Trump people are not getting it, and that's about the percentage of people where we're at that aren't vaccinated right now.
Didn't he lose by 13 million votes? That's a lot more than 50-50.
Well, percentage-wise, it was very close. Maybe it was 46-54 or something. But I'm just saying, we're at 56% vaccinated?
Yeah.
Okay, so 44%. 44% was possibly Trump voters.
1% of them are dead.
And they're not vaccinated. That poll that I did not long ago on Instagram, I was trying to align some of the information.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that voted in the odd way were ones that support Trump. It aligns to an extent with political beliefs because that's what it's been made. It's been made political.
As I said last week in our topic about this, I think the reward has to be sweet. So for people that get vaccinated, so here's the thing, bizarre as it sounds, no taxes for a year for you.
Sign me.
If you did that, dude, you'd see that other side go, well, this vaccine ain't so bad after all. Science might have a thing on this or two.
Can you imagine how much
the Lord ain't never taken my taxes from me?
Exactly.
I want that tax refund come next year.
But so it sounds ambitious, but if that happens, you would see that number go from 57 to fucking 83 in one day.
They could make it happen too. That's the thing. The amount of money that we're spending. I mean, because they're rolling out different programs.
Trillions.
The Wine just rolled out a new program right now for scholarship.
Trillions.
If for any students that get vaccinated, you can get fucking $100,000 scholarships, $10,000 scholarships, just like we were doing with the lottery before. He's rolling out more of that because they're trying to push
100,000. Most of those people who don't get the vaccine aren't in college. They don't have no interest in a scholarship.
Right.
It has to be something that has to be for all of us.
Yeah. It does. We need to incentivize in the appropriate ways. And the problem with that is it just scares people away because they're we've never incentivized for a vaccine before. There must be a reason
why we're motivated.
It just turns the head. It just pushes people. There's no win.
People aren't smart enough to realize we just want to get back to normal.
The problem is the people that aren't getting it, that's going to be a flag for them. It would have been great had they done that early on. The ones of us that got vaccinated probably would have done it quicker. Ones that might have been hesitant. But people at this point that have not got vaccinated, I truly don't think there's much that's going to change their mind.
Not
Like,
at this point.
at this point, if you, with all the data that's out there, all the conversation that's been had, if you're still questioning it, I don't think there's much that we can do to prove to them otherwise why to get it done.
You have to witness it.
Play extreme. Play extreme. That's what I said. Like, so this $100,000 scholarship ain't gonna do shit. Play extreme.
Yeah.
That's how you take it to the extreme.
You have to witness what?
You have to witness what it's like. You either have to
yeah.
go through it and likely have a near-death experience,
Lose a kid.
or you have to lose somebody to it.
Yeah.
The stupid part about that is there's, articles I was reading today and finding stuff to talk about, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time on COVID, but there's people that are literally, remember the poll that I did? And one of the questions was, if you got sick, would you still want help?
Yeah.
I'm literally reading articles about people that are on their deathbed
And they're
that
still
are
saying it's not
detesting
real.
that they don't have COVID and to not give them what would, if it was COVID, to fix them. I'm like, are you really that dumb?
Man, you are that brainwashed.
Yes.
Like,
They
I
are that
don't,
dumb.
that's like, I really don't think witnessing it
That's called Darwinism.
matters.
Let them go.
Yeah, man.
Let 'em go.
It's sad, but
Is it?
it's sad that they're that ignorant. Not that they're, it is, to me, it's sad that someone is that brainwashed that you truly get to a point that you believe that. It's sad that something went wrong in your life or something happened to you, that's truly what you believe.
When
I
you put
find
it
that
way.
I find that to be sad, though. It's just like, people that go off and fucking do awful crimes, like, something is wrong with you. And I find that just to be awful, because life is very precious.
That's why I said don't let them in the hospital. Let them go.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think a year seems realistic. I would be fucking hopeful.
No.
But I really don't. I think we're gonna hit a wall. I think we've hit that wall. And at this point, I don't think there's much that we can do to get people to get it. So I think it's kind of, it's going to be a waiting game. We're just going to hope for it to slow enough that we move on from it. And I don't think that happens.
And it's going to mutate again. It
It'll
will.
continue.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. Well,
We had to leave it on a high note. See you guys in 6 weeks.
yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in.
One more thing.
Oh, wait. Yes. Well, I've got two more things.
That is just one more
I've got
thing.
two things, unless one is what you're going to say, the one I was going to.
I want to say congratulations to the Akron Rubberducks.
Thank you.
For winning the Eastern League
Yes.
Championship. Their 6th in 18 years. I went to the game of a lifetime on Friday night. They were down 5-0 going into the bottom of the 8th inning, pull off 4 runs in the 8th inning and make it 5-4. Going to the 9th, they hit a home run with the very first batter. Will Benton hits it right over the right field wall. 5-5 game. They load the bases up with 1 out, and they bring up Bo Naylor, who was 0 for 13 the whole series, is getting heckled by the crowd all night. You can hear it in the video.
What
I
a
posted on
bum.
Facebook.
What a
be the bat boy. He's a no-for. He's a no-for. Bofer. He's a no-for. And all that. Comes up, hits a game-winning, series-winning single to right field, and the Ducks take it 6-5. Congratulations to the Duckies.
Those fireworks went off forever. too.
Yeah,
I heard
them.
them from my house.
It was a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, two things. One, I saw it in the notes and I was like, shit, we didn't cover that in sports. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that you brought it up. 2, go watch Chris's feed because the live video was phenomenal. And then 3, I'm watching it and the bases are loaded and I thought it was going to be a game-winning grand slam and I was going to shit the bed because you built it up. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude's going to come up and fucking grand slam.
Only way it could have been
I
better.
didn't watch it live.
Yeah.
So I watched the re-record. So I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, this dude is going to fucking kill it, man. Is there a next step? Is there a World Series for that?
Well, that is the World
Oh,
Series.
so they don't have a.
So this year they did it
I don't
different.
know how it works with the minor league.
They usually do 2 rounds. So they do like the top 4 teams go on to face off in the semifinals, and then the 2 winners of that go to the finals. This year they just did the top 2, which was Akron and Bowie. They were from the same division.
But that's just Eastern.
Yeah.
There's not like a nationwide minor league.
The league is
thing?
called Eastern League. It's been that way since 1924.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And then Akron didn't win it until 2003. And then they've won 6 in 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
goddamn right.
Ken Babby making all that money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that all?
Yeah.
That's it?
For me, I think you had one thing.
No, it was going to be to mention the Ducks because I was
okay.
looking at my notes and I saw that we didn't get to, and I was like, "Fuck, we were going to talk about that because someone didn't talk about it."
Got to
so.
sprinkle some Akron love.
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right, y'all. That's it for this week's episode.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. That is Made to Motivate Podcast. Make sure you tune into the show every week. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube so you know when the new videos launch. And check out our pages individually if you can. We appreciate the support. At Jesse Unk SI on Twitter, Chris the Film Freak Kessinger. Check out the Film Freak Review page on Facebook. And I am Ryan Weiss. You can check out rockeverywhereinc.etsy.com to follow my art and apparel page. We appreciate the support. And of course, at Made to Motivate Podcast on all social media sites. Thanks again, and we'll check you next week.